All right, welcome to another BS Sessions. I'm Mark, that's Jerry, that's Charles. We're here, you're there, and whatever. But Jerry, man, what's up, brother?
What's going on, dude? What's going on, Charles? What's going on, everybody, man? We have another packed house
going
tonight.
on?
Cool.
Hi, Jerry.
What's
up, everybody?
We got Charles, our newest full-time member, of course. Then we got Eddie, we got Al, we got Blacksburg Circle. We'll give you time to pimp yourselves later. Pimp your shows later. And let's get right to the bullshit, I guess. As we all know, Christine McVie passed away last night from Fleetwood Mac. Really talented woman. Kind of a huge loss for me because it was in my house growing up. Since I was a little kid, Fleetwood Mac. I mean, it's you couldn't go a day without hearing the debut album with Lindsey and Stevie and Rumors and Tusk. Those are always playing, and she was a very talented lady. She was overlooked by Stevie and Lindsey, but her music always seemed to be more uplifting than. You guys heard doing uplifting songs, and you had Stevie and Lindsey shitting on each other with their music, But it was a really good combination of those three, man. And she was 79 years old. I guess she had a short illness. Thank God it wasn't long, but she was. You expect these things to happen because these people are getting older, but man, it doesn't stop you from being sad about it, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was expecting it to be Lindsey Buckingham because he had a lot of health problems and he had a heart attack. And I saw him live just a couple of years ago, and he was amazing. He was one of the best concerts I ever saw. Yeah, he was really angry. It was right after he got kicked out Fleetwood Mac yet again, and it was amazing. But at the same time, when he was playing, it's like this is like one of the most talented people I've ever seen, and he looks like he might drop dead.
Right,
very talented,
very underrated, man, in guitar.
Amazing. Both him and Christine, very underrated. Stevie, I understand why Stevie gets all the glory. I mean, she's beautiful. She's a rock star, and she's also a great songwriter. That's the thing. They had three great songwriters in Fleetwood Mac. It's like the Beatles. You got John and Paul, and I guess Christine is kind of the George Harrison, but more consistent, like a more consistent George Harrison, because she was like writing hits even into the 80s for the band.
She was writing good music before Lindsey and Stevie were even in the band. I mean,
like five albums before her song.
Very great blues riffs, man. She was a great piano player.
You ever hear her first solo album too? She had one in the 60s where she does
no, I haven't heard that
Rather Go Blind.
Were you the one that posted that video?
I might have. I didn't post a solo one, although I've done it in the past. I love her. She did a cover of Soul Song, I'd Rather Go Blind. Beautiful singing. It's a good record, but the stuff she did in Fleetwood Mac, huge fan. And like you, Jerry, I grew up, like my mom was always playing Rumors, that record Rumors. So, You Make Loving Fun was like a big part of the soundtrack of me growing up. And then walking around malls, shopping malls in the 80s as a kid, I remember always hearing Little Lies and it's just like these songs she wrote, she's a great pop songwriter. She's up there. And,
Yeah, but another huge loss to the music world, man.
Cheers to
I haven't heard, I only heard Stevie say something about it. I haven't heard the rest of the band say anything yet.
And her ex, John, the bassist, was it's kind of similar. It's like everyone focuses on the Lindsey and Stevie breakup, but there was also a breakup with Christine as well. Plus, she also dated a Dennis Wilson for a couple years. She wrote a couple songs about him, Brown Eyes and Think About You. So, just really, really cool lady, a real cool lady that was a real professional too.
Right.
And just a great songwriter. And I'm glad it does seem like a lot of people are expressing love and fandom for her. So that's great to see.
Yeah, from different genres of music too. That's the cool thing about her. I guess their music kind of reached more than just one audience. So
right. Yeah, they're one of those bands where they crossed over to a lot of people. A lot of people love Fleetwood Mac, depending on what kind of music they love.
I mean, we got the vinyl, we got the CDs, man. It'll last forever, man. As long as we keep listening to these people when they pass away, It's just never is actually, cool thing, man. It sucks.
Let's hear what Al has to say about
it. 79 again. Like it's not in this day and age, not terribly old, but yeah, she was the unsung hero in that band, you know. So I grew up, just like you guys, man, always hearing them on the radio and, going with my parents somewhere and they'd have, the radio on. You'd always hear a Fleetwood Mac song, as a kid and stuff. So you couldn't really escape it. But she had a beautiful voice. I turned on the station today here in Jersey and they were doing like a tribute to her and they were playing a bunch of songs. They forget how many like great songs she wrote,
Right.
because like you said, she gets overshadowed by Lindsay and Stevie, But yeah, she wrote like fucking a lot of songs, dude. Like you kind of don't think about it because the focal point is on, Stevie and Lindsay. So I was playing like not too long ago, Tango in the Night, that album. I was doing my cassette thing and I had like that cassette and I played it. And it's an 80s Fleetwood Mac album, but it's still a good album, great pop album, great songs on there. I think she wrote Little Lies and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a huge.
Hold on. She wrote Don't Stop.
Yeah, that was a huge hit, So I mean, rest in peace, to her. That's such a beautiful voice,
Yeah,
And,
I was still saying, the song, the deep track "Songbird" on Rumors.
Songbird, yeah.
So beautiful, such a beautiful song.
Dude, that
This is her last
that song. Yeah, they
This is
played
her
that
last
song.
solo album. It's her last solo album shit about a year ago, man. That's fantastic, man.
Well, I haven't checked that out. I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, they played that song, and I was like, kind of welling up a little bit because it's such a
that
beautiful
song. That song makes me cry when she was still alive. It's such a pretty song, man.
It's one of those songs, especially now. Yeah,
that's just so cool about music, man. How it affects you, man. It's a fucking amazing thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it came out. I mean, it came out of left field, man. When I heard, I was like, I didn't hear that she was sick. I just saw that the last tour before COVID hit.
Yeah.
Like I just saw them at the Garden here. I guess 2019, I think. So when they were touring without Lindsay, but they had who did they have?
Mike Campbell.
Yeah,
Mike Campbell and
the guy from Neil Finn.
Yeah,
Neil Finn. Yeah. It was still great. I mean, I did miss Lindsay though, but
right.
It always takes two guys to replace Lindsay.
Yeah. But I was hoping one day, they would mend their things and come back together for one last thing. But and Christine did retire. She was out of the band for a little while. I saw them without her too, and when Lindsay was still in the band.
Yeah.
But
a few years back, she did an album with Lindsey Buckingham too. The two of them did an album together.
That's a good record, actually. I have that one too. That's a good one.
Got to do something like that.
She said in an interview, I don't know how, about less than a year ago, that her Mick and John were, really kind of sick or, couldn't tour anymore or something like that. So I guess in hindsight, maybe she had an illness, just wasn't, telling everybody what it was. But, like I said, man, these people are getting old, man. It's a shame, man. It really is.
I was supposed to see Lindsay here a couple weeks ago, and then he canceled the rest of his tour. So I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah,
I didn't really, I hope he's all right. So
good news is I heard it's changing for the band Kicks. I guess their drummer's doing okay now. I know he had a heart attack on stage a couple weeks ago, but everybody said that he's doing okay now. So that's good news to hear.
They said something about he had something happened with where like they put stents in his heart or in the arteries, but something happened with one of the stents, and he had another heart issue or something.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't hear that.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I just heard that on Eddie Trunk today, like on his show. He had like some sort of another. They didn't call it a heart attack, but like one of the stents like was bad or whatever, and I guess he collapsed again or something, or
really? Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, like they said he's unstable. He's doing okay, So Jimmy Chalfant, right? That's his name. Yeah.
Anyway, Andy, what are your memories of Fleetwood Mac, if you have any?
Oh well, of course, Fleetwood Mac was also a staple in my life, and I said this last night. Christine McVie's music transcended decades, from 70s, 80s, 90s, and her keyboard playing and her piano playing and her voice and her songwriting will always be a part of our lives. And but I do need to get into earlier Fleetwood Mac. I saw Edwin had posted something like that, and I'm really one of those. I'm very guilty of not listening to Fleetwood Mac before Lindsay.
Oh man, it's good stuff. Peter Green and Bob Welch and all those guys are great.
Yeah. So that's something that I can delve into. But you know, I really enjoy their '80s stuff, like Tango and the Night. Also, Mirage. Mirage was a fantastic album, which had a lot of really good pop rock music on there. But she will be missed. But you know, we will have her music always.
Yep.
And that beautiful voice of hers. And it was a shame, you know. I was at lunch yesterday when I got the news on the Black Spinner messenger board. We were all going back and forth talking about our favorite songs by her. So I was shocked, and the rest of the day I worked for a couple of hours. I was a little down knowing that you're on Earth, you know. It's a shock. Well, not a shocker, but you know, it was upsetting to me knowing that she's gone. Because sometimes
Charles, sorry, man. You go ahead.
You just feel like these men and women that we've been listening to for years will always be here, you know.
Yeah.
But they kind of always will be with the music we put on for them. So that's all that I wanted to say. You know, I will miss her, and you know.
Yep. You got anything to say, Charles?
I mean, you guys pretty much nailed it all already, and everybody knows Fleetwood Mac, man. I mean, you know, I got a few younger kids, and I mean, even down to their generation, they usually dig them. I mean, they are one of those bands that have crossed over even with youth today. So, of course, it's sad, man. I mean, it's been sad. We've lost a lot of folks this year, a lot. And it's going to continue. I mean, it is life, and that's sad. And all of our heroes are either senior citizens or right there.
Sometimes they don't think that they're human.
Yeah, I mean, they're bigger in life to us, but I mean, it is what it is. Of course, it's sad, and my heart goes out to any of her family and the rest of us. That's all we can do is just hunker down and let's try to get through another week without all this. That'd be nice. Wasn't too long ago we lost McCaffrey.
Yeah,
another loss. So
but like you said, Charles, this thing that they're at age, this is going to happen like every couple of weeks. Months. It just is. We're part of a culture. It's interesting because I don't think like older generations, like I don't think, not to be like glib, but I don't think like our grandparents like got upset when they found out like Benny Goodman died or Glenn Miller.
I was just thinking that in my head right now. I was thinking, I wonder what my mom and grandpa thought about their star. I don't think they idol worship like we do.
It was, it's kind of a post Elvis thing, you know, when you think about it. And so it's a rock and roll thing. Like our music was very important, and we grew up with, you know, so it's really kind of started with the baby boomers, you know, so we're like that, and we're, you know, one generation removed from that. So we're kind of the first generation to really have a lot of people that we looked up to and worship die in front of us. So it's kind of grim, but it's I don't think there was anything quite like it before, you know, in the past.
Yeah, in other news, no, Keith Richards says hello.
That guy, you can't fucking kill that guy. That's when we really get worried. You know, I thought I was a little like that Lemmy. When Lemmy died, I was like, oh shit, maybe we are mortal. When Keith dies, it's like, okay, it's official. We are mortal.
That's going to be
going to die.
That's going to be a major. Yeah.
That's the I'm still holding out. I was like, okay, Lemmy, but Keith's still out there. Maybe. We'll see.
You got anything else to say, Eddie, about Christine, or are you done?
Nah, I mean, I know we got other things to talk about, and you know, I expressed myself last night. I was very wistful about it.
That was a good post, man. Yeah, I wish I could write like you, man. Shit.
Well, I do. You know,
you and Bill Rosenberry, man, are great writers.
Yeah, it is my day job, so I would hope I could string a sentence together.
Well, he was a sports writer too, so that
counts. That's
but with my thing on Christine, man, she was my third favorite in the band. Lindsay's always been my number one, then Stevie. And the thing is, when when I used to listen to Fleetwood Mac, I used to skip her songs because I thought she was boring back then. But like 10 years ago, I said, oh my God, this shit's fucking awesome. So like, I hated Little Lies. I hated Everywhere. I just want to hear the Lindsay Big Love and stuff like that. Or Lindsay, The Chain. I liked when they sang The Chain, but I skipped her until I finally said, you know what, Mark, you listen to these. And I go, oh shit, they're really good. Now I like all her stuff.
Right.
It's like weird. Yeah.
It is a little more subtle. That's the thing. She's a little more subtle than the other two.
She was a contrast to the band. They were the two rockers, and she was like more adult contemporary, you know.
Yeah, but her lyrics really did hit.
Yeah, they were
more than theirs. Sometimes
she did, especially in some a lot of her earlier stuff before Stevie and Lindsay joined. She has a Beatle-esque quality. She definitely has a Beatle. Yeah. So I think
definitely
you can hear that in her songwriting. It's definitely a McCartney-esque quality, I think, to a lot of her songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's get to the next thing. I'm just gonna rant real quick. Freaking Eminem said that he should have been in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at 2007. You weren't even eligible in 2007. It's got to be 25 years. Somebody didn't give you the rules there, dude. And also, you're saying that more hip hop need to be in a fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For one thing, dude, there's only 3 metal bands in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How many hip hop artists? That's more than I could count right now. So fuck you, Eminem. But you did do a great performance, man. Do you guys think of anything about that?
I'll just say, isn't this confirmation that you shouldn't care about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I don't. I just want to call him out.
If an asshole like Eminem cares about it, it tells you everything you need to know.
Right.
I don't
give a shit about it because I'm cooler than Eminem. I don't give a fuck about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I got a question about this though. In about a year, I believe they're going to have the Hip Hop Hall of Fame open. I believe it's in New York. So we're going to get Aerosmith in there.
That's what I was wondering.
Are we going
I said
to
that.
get
Hey,
Paul
how about
Stanley?
Faith No More?
Paul Stanley deserves to be in there, man. All hell's breaking loose, dude.
All hell breaking loose.
Come on.
Gary?
Yeah. You can put Blondie in there
this
for
and what be that?
Rapture.
Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, if they put some rock dudes in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, I'm cool with it, man. Throw whoever the fuck you want up.
Well, like
there.
everybody says, just call it the Music Hall of Fame. You know, but Dolly Parton was cool. She wrote a rock song to play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fucking how badass is that?
That was still a very country rock song.
Well, her voice is.
I tell you what, though, man,
you can't take the country out of her voice, though.
Does she look hot in that outfit or what?
Oh my God, I would bang her.
That's a 75-year-old woman. I'll probably order the next album. Damn.
Well, first
her
of
and
all,
Pat Benatar was smoking.
are they going to put in the rock artists of the samples that they stole and rap music? Or are they going to put that?
Right,
Billy Squire? Billy Squire?
Yep.
Jimmy Page, Tony Iommi.
Man.
Well, Billy Squire is the biggest recipient of royalties from hip hop sampling and stuff. So why do you think he ain't making music anymore? He doesn't need to.
Able to take the hip hop people out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame since they got their own Hall of Fame. Just take them out and put them over here.
That would be cool.
No.
I know. I'll start a whole thing.
No.
All right, man.
But that one.
To Eminem, I did.
Al, you got anything to say about that, Al?
Yeah.
Oh, you're quiet through this one.
What, the Eminem thing?
Yeah.
You know, well, whatever. There's other hip hop artists. I mean, the whole thing that he should have been eligible. I mean, like Mark said, dude, you weren't around 25 years yet when you're like saying that you should have been in 2007. You know. Anyway, so he doesn't know the criteria, and at this point, it doesn't even. I don't even care anymore, dude. It's just like they're putting anybody in now, so it doesn't even. I mean, it bothered me in the beginning, but whatever.
Yeah,
I love the Beastie Boys. I love Run DMC, and I think they're deserving and stuff. So because they had a crossover appeal. They had some rock in their rap anyway, in their hip hop. So it was kind of like, you know, I mean, the first time I ever saw Rockbox on MTV, like I was hooked. I love them, dude. So I mean, but they had that rock sensibility to the hip hop, you know. Now it's just like, you know, the criteria has changed so much for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now that it's not even. Yeah, but I agree with Mark, dude. I mean, they're really shunning like metal. There's only 3 metal bands in there if you really think about heavy metal, And then whereas like all the again, where's the Foreigners, where's the Styx, where's like those bands that have sold millions and millions of albums. They don't look at that stuff. Because it's not cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just a bunch of guys sitting in a room that come up with their own like favorites and like this should be in and this should be in, and that's really it. It's people's opinions. So
it's not even what's cool. It's what's cool plus what has sold, because they don't put like Sonic Youth isn't in there. Like they don't put like cool, critically acclaimed alternative rock bands. They
put REM in there.
What do you mean? REM's one of the biggest bands.
Yeah, but they did their first 5 albums are totally alternative.
Yeah, but by the time they got on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they had already crossed over. What I'm saying is bands that haven't crossed over and haven't sold a lot of money.
Melvins, stuff like that.
They're not putting the Melvins in. They're not putting the Pavement in. They're not putting the Afghan Wigs in. It's not just about.
Yeah, but they put Sex Pistols. Sex Pistols never really sold.
But the Sex
Ramones never really sold.
They put them in there.
But punk became like a big brand.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah. It's just catering to like these guys that are sitting in the room and they come up with their favorites, and it's just a bunch of like lists. Hey, man, I like this guy, I like that band, and I mean, the people really don't have a vote, man. The people really don't have a vote in it. So.
But Sammy Hagar's in that motherfucker. You want to talk about a fucking injustice?
He votes for Jimmy Buffett, but
good Lord.
But the thing is, the Hall of Fame about Foreigner. If you listen to the Eddie Trunk podcast, Lou Graham was on there. He said that Jan Wiener and Mick Jones were great friends, and Mick Jones went into Jan Wiener's office with some other guy, and he said, "Why aren't we in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? All our contemporaries are getting in, and you're ignoring Foreigner. We sold a shit ton of records." And then Lou says, "I don't know what happened, but." Jan was yelling at them as they walk out the door. Foreigner will never get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it's
that's
political
good,
with them.
Good for them. Good for them. Anyway, Andy, you got anything to say about that?
I'm done. I'm fine.
All right, man. And then let's get to something Charles is near and dear to his heart. I was bitching about Sammy Hagar a couple of weeks ago about Alex Van Halen, what the media was saying about it. But then I actually listened to the interview on Eddie Trunk yesterday. And the beginning of the interview, they were just talking about Sammy and the Circle's new album, Sammy's age, how he could still sing, blah, blah, blah. And then Eddie says, well, I need to go into the elephant in the room. Let's talk about the Van Halen tribute show to Eddie Van Halen. He says, I don't know. Alex has got a stick up his ass. He don't like me. I try calling him, I email him. I don't know, but I love the guy, man. He holds a grudge. But me and Alex were actually closer than me and Eddie. He just said, I love the guy. I hope one day we could solve this stuff and get over it. That's what he said. He didn't say Alex was a dick, like the media was saying. He was saying he shattered so much love for the guy. Eddie Trunk is the dick. He's the one who fucking pushes shit. Because you know why? Van Halen gets Eddie Trunk fucking clicks.
Yep.
How old is Sammy Hagar anyway?
74, 75.
He's 75? Okay, I thought he was older.
So I'm just saying. And Charles, what do you got to say about that? You said you had something on this.
Conscience clear now.
Yes.
You feel good. Who the fuck cares, man? The only one that keeps this dude's name alive. Nobody cares. Nobody on this little network is as big of a Hagar lover as you. We don't care. I don't give a damn what he still said something. It still sounded to me
like he had a stick up his ass. That's it. How many times we said we had a stick up our ass. I know. I had a stick up my ass a couple times. So I don't know.
I know, but geez, Louise, man.
Mark,
you're waiting for that so you can bring it up.
Mark is contributing to the false narrative that people care about Sammy Hagar.
Well, fuck, his new album sold 27,000 in the first week. That's pretty good this day and age.
I would hope so. He was the fucking singer for Van Halen for like 10 years.
I mean, when was his last official year with Van Halen? 92, 93, something like that?
It was like Balance. I saw
It's
that
like-
too. It was pretty good.
It's like almost 30 fucking.
Oh,
like 30,
Twister, when was that out? 96?
Yeah, they didn't tour on that one.
95?
I saw them on the
Shit.
Balance tour.
I hate to admit that I like that song. Fuck.
Well, so does Dr. Fuck does love humans beings too. So
That's actually one of the
Yeah.
songs I like.
he's
from.
admitted that, and he likes the alien song.
We all have our faults. We all have our faults.
You got the vinyl, man. I'm fucking
Yeah, I
jealous.
love it. It's a good
Fucking
album.
asshole.
Oh my God.
You got the vinyl.
You're not worthy.
Eddie's a brave man. Showing
Yeah.
it.
Fuck, I'm jealous.
Showing it again. He's even braver.
Very proud of it.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's pretty. It goes for a lot of money on eBay, man. You might want to sell that.
No.
Get Sammy
Yes, you
Hagar
may.
buying up all the
Quickly.
copies.
All right, then we get to freaking Sean and fucking Kane or whatever his name is. Fucking
Jonathan
fucking Kane is saying that he's had access to it and he's fucking abused the account. Sean is saying that he never had the statements. Blah 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 blah. What do you think about that, Jerry?
Fuck, man. It's a fucking soap opera with that band, dude. Somebody's suing somebody in that band all the time. I mean, I know Kane's got a 50-50 stake in it, but it's Neil's band, he's kind of hinting that he wants Greg Raleigh back in the band, and I would love to see Kane hit the fucking road and bring Raleigh back. That would be pretty awesome. But man, I'm telling you, every week it seems to be a lawsuit. Somebody in Journey suing another member. Fucking Ross Valerie and Steve Smith tried to take over the band about a year ago. They got canned and sued for it. Steve Perry fucking sued them for something. Neil Schoen's fucking.
Well, Steve Perry's still in a lawsuit with him right now.
I mean, it's ridiculous, man. I mean, why can't you just fucking get together and play? Get back in the band and fucking jam, do some concerts, man. I mean, I don't think Steve Perry has his voice anymore, and Neil Sean always said that he wouldn't mind if he came on stage and did a few songs. He always tried to get him to go on with him, but anyway, back to the Kane thing. He's always been a flake. I never really cared for him too much. I mean, he did write some of their hit songs, so you really can't shit on him completely, but
Charles can.
but it's Neil's band. It really is, even though they own the 50-50. But I don't know. It's getting kind of old with them, suing each other back and forth. Like, fuck, man.
What do you think about it, Al?
Never ending drama, man. It's the journey. It's the journey way.
It's the journey, yeah.
I'd love to see Raleigh back in a band too. I mean, that era, the 70s journey is the best. It's my favorite. I mean, not this. I mean, Escape and Frontiers, and I mean, there's some great stuff on those albums. So if you really dig deep on those albums, there's some great shit on there. And Jonathan Cain, he wrote a lot of hits with them, but I mean, the Raleigh era is where it's at for me.
Absolutely.
So, I would welcome that back in a heartbeat. I don't know, man. I said that. I think I said this on a previous show. In the back of Neil Sean's mind, he's like, he really wants fucking Kane out of there.
That was last
He
week.
does, yeah.
But he holds the keys to half the car, man. So it's like, how you gonna do it? You got to coexist in a way, and unless he buys them out, or Kane sits home and just collects his paycheck, kind of like a Bunny Carlos thing in Cheap Trick.
Right.
Still owns a stake in the name, so he can just sit home while they tour and he makes money still. You know what I mean? And I think Steve Perry has that type of big deal too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does.
So Neil Sean, man, he'd love to have all of that back in his pocket, but it ain't gonna happen, man. I really doubt that Kane's gonna give anything up. So
I mean, why would you? I mean, they still sell out arenas, man. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Unless you pay them a fucking lot of money.
I don't know. It'll probably sort it. I don't know if it'll ever sort itself out, but I don't know. We'll just see what happens. That's all you can say.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Eddie?
I think it's sad when old people fight.
I was thinking the same thing.
There's something sad about it. You can all die soon. Just, let it go.
How much money do they need, right?
Yeah, come on. What are you guys gonna do? You gotta hit it big now. Come on, just let it go. It's done. You had your moment. You all just I don't know, they should just retire. Just Sit
You just
back,
said what
watch
I was
The
thinking.
Sopranos.
There's no
Awesome.
retirement. Dude, as time goes on, I just see time and time again, there's no retirement in rock and roll, dude.
No.
It just fucking
No,
keeps going.
It should be
going.
like forced. I think it should be mandatory at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a problem. Like new younger bands can't come up because there's all these big older bands where everyone knows the songs. Like we know these songs, so we'll go. It doesn't even matter if like there's only like 2 members from the original band and you got like a little Filipino guy singing the songs. You know, even though he does a great job. I'm just saying, like, you know, people need to let this shit go a little bit. That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, there's a few exceptions like fucking Mick Jagger or like, you know what I mean? Like Stones, Metallica. There's a few exceptions where, yeah, I get it. Those guys have to keep playing. But I don't know, Journey should just stop. I know they can still make money and people want to sing along those songs, but it's not really Journey. So what's the, it just seems like a big facade to me.
Arnell's really good though. I've seen him twice.
Yeah, you know, things, yeah, I just, people just need to let things go, you know, move on.
I like to go see Journey because of Neil, dude. That guy fucking rules on
I don't know,
guitar.
maybe there's a certain point where people need to stop believing. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good one. Charles, what do you think of this?
That's our Satan. Up the game. Doing his thing, man. Whatever. Hey, now there was a guy that retired very quietly, and I'm proud of him. Peter Cetera did. Quietly. Put it away. Yep. I read that online. He's actually retired from touring.
Grace Slick did it. There's a few people that do it.
Yeah,
That's
Grace
it.
Slick
And he
paints.
did it quietly. He didn't make a big production out of it.
Yeah, there's a few.
I'm finished. He knew he couldn't sing the way he used to. Wow. Talk about a refreshing thing. He just couldn't
That's a good
sing the
segue.
way
Yeah,
he
there's a
used
certain
to,
guy.
so.
There's a certain guy who's on my shirt right now.
Yeah.
You know, that's a prime example. It's just like, it's sad. It's sad. You know, I love Kiss, but it's just sad. Guys, you guys should have gave it up like, what, 15 years ago? When the last leg of the reunion tour with Ace, you know, was still a band. Like, that was it. Like,
20
you know,
years ago.
Well, it's 20 years ago then. Yeah, you guys should have just let it go 20 years ago. You know, I'm not saying stop making music. I'm not saying go make, if anything, the opposite, make more albums, be creative, but just let this whole circus Kiss thing go and just be artists. You know, you guys made your money. How much money do you need to, you know, you got your mortgages paid off in Bel Air. Just, you know, just.
We're talking about Gene Simmons, man. Come on, he can never have too much money.
I don't think it's entirely Gene. I know he takes the fall for a lot of that, but I think
Oh no,
Paul.
lately it's Paul, definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think Paul's the guy who pushes a lot of that.
But
shit.
Gene and money though, come on. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
man, he trademarked the money bag symbol. I mean, come on.
You know, I'll say this for Gene. At least Gene's really singing.
Yeah.
True.
So segue, Gene Simmons says Ace Frehley was right about Kiss the Elder. What do you think about that, Andy?
Well, I'm kind of in the middle about the Elder. The first few times I've heard it, I like it. And I do, well, in fact, I do like the Elder. It's a very interesting album.
Sorry, it's okay.
So, you know.
What do you think about it, Al?
What did he say about it? I didn't hear about this.
He said that Ace was right about the Elder, that they shouldn't have made it. Then he went off on Ace that he should have quit the band either.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it was the wrong album at the time. You know, it was Bob It was a whole Bob Ezrin thing. You know, I mean, Bob Ezrin came off of The Wall, and I guess Gene and Paul saw the success that The Wall had. So, you know, Bob Ezrin kind of pushed him like, you know, let's do a concept album. And, you know, in hindsight, hindsight is, yeah, man, it kind of almost destroyed them completely. So, I mean, in a way, yeah, Ace was right. They should have made a heavy rock album like they were supposed to do. You know, I like the Elder though. I really like that album. So I like when Kiss kind of goes left to center, like, you know, Carnival of Souls, things like that. I don't know. They took a chance and it failed miserably, but You know, whatever, man. I mean, bands got to go through lows to get back up, man. I think so. You know, you can't always be on top. You got to fail and pick yourself back up. So I think things like that are actually healthy for a band. So there you go. That's my opinion on
What
it.
do you think about it, Edwin?
Well, obviously the statement is right. I mean, from a commercial standpoint, obviously, right? Yeah, obviously it was not the album they should have recorded, but a lot of times I like the album that a band shouldn't record. You know, I do like that album. It's a cool album, but it's like a ridiculous album at the same time. You know, it's an album where it's very Spinal Tap. You know, it is the idea of Kiss doing this medieval type fantasy story. Yeah, it's ludicrous, but the music actually is good on it. It's actually, from a musical standpoint, one of their stronger albums. And Ace has some great playing in it, and Eric Carr's drumming is great, and there's some really cool songs on it. So I actually really like that album. I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite Kiss albums, but it's like one of those offbeat oddities that every now and then you're kind of in an Elder mood, and you're in an Elder mood. There's the Elder for you. You know, how many times can you hear? Yeah, I mean, as much as I love albums like Rock All Over You, you know, it's nice to have a, you know, something a little different every now and then. So I like those curveballs from Kiss now and then.
Charles?
Oh, well, Gene's actually said this before. I think maybe he's getting older and forgetting. He's already been critical of the Elder many, many times. Hey, I tell you what, I mean, if you ask me, if Kiss wouldn't have used the name Kiss on that record, A World Without Heroes has a chance of being a hit.
That's
if it was like a Pink Floyd, a Pink Floyd song, that would have been a hit.
I still say it's one of their best songs. Period.
It's definitely Gene's
across
best
the board.
Yeah,
I mean, you put a little asterisk on it because from the Elder. Yeah, I mean, the Elder's whatever, but
any
not a bad album.
But you know, it's not just Gene and Paul, but I mean, any band that makes an album that tanks, in hindsight, they're always gonna shit on it. If that album would have been a multi-platinum seller, they would have fucking been singing its praises to this day. It's one of our.
It was about taking the chance.
Yeah, it's one of our classics, and that's Gene and Paul try to sell you what's going on now, and they always shit on like pretty much anything in the past. You know, I think Destroyer's an overrated album, and they sing its praises.
I totally agree, but you're right too. It's like bands always do that. And also like filmmakers whoever, whenever
it's their art
doesn't do well, they always say, "Oh, I made a mistake. It didn't work," and they always go back. I mean, one of my favorite Ramones albums is End of the Century. The Ramones did the same thing. They're like, "Oh, that wasn't the right album. It wasn't. You know, we shouldn't have done that album."
I love that album too.
Yeah, but you know, because it didn't do what they wanted it to do. They felt that was going to be a big hit record, and it wasn't. So whenever bands, especially when bands step out of their comfort zone and they try to do something, then it doesn't fail, they almost always shit on it years later. They always do it like clockwork. But at the time, that's what they were going for. That's what they were doing. I tell you, when Gene and Paul, maybe not Ace, but Gene and Paul were into the fucking Elder when they were doing the Elder. You can hear it.
So don't expect a super deluxe box of the Elder anytime soon.
Which is too bad. But I'll tell you what, I actually, from what I understand, Ace's attitude towards the Elder has softened over the years, and he doesn't hate it as much as he did then. I mean,
but does have one of the greatest guitar solos. That fucking
that the song wasn't that great.
I like
his song. I didn't think Dark Light was that great, but that solo is probably the best solo he's ever done in the band.
Oh yeah, it was so good. I gotta be honest. I wondered if it was Ace because it was very tight. I was like, that's so good. That sounds like, I don't know.
My only song I really don't like is Odyssey, because it's a cover and it makes no sense in the context of the story.
I don't know. There's something kind of about that I enjoy, though. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't like Fanfare in Just a Boy.
I like Just a Boy.
It's terrible.
I like the way it was originally. The record company was right. They're like, fuck your narrative. put the fucking oath up front and center because that's
a great song, man.
That's a great
Look at
song.
that
That's so
main
heavy.
ballad.
I think that's the only listenable song on that album for me.
I
but-
like only you as well. I
Only
love that
You
song too.
rules.
Only You
Under the Rose.
I like
Not
Under
you,
the
that
Rose a
one,
lot too. Under the
Yeah.
Rose. Yeah. All right, we gotta get out of this Kiss geek thing.
Yeah, let's get on
to the next thing.
Did
We're
Andy
just gonna
say
end up
anything?
talking about the Elder for 2 hours.
Yeah,
Did
you
Andy
talk
say
about
anything
the-
about it?
I
Yeah.
watched the Unmasked.
Andy,
Okay.
say something really
I
quick.
went, let's talk about
I don't want to
Unmasked
say anything
box
about
set.
it, so I'm
Hey,
good.
Paul Gene, bring it.
and
Andy
then we
demo.
get to Rat. Warren D. Martini says it's not worth it to like be in Rat anymore because it's like every time they think something's going good, their drama just pops up again. What do you think about that, Edwin?
Remember what I said about Journey?
Yeah.
Just insert that here.
Stick to the Geico commercials. Yeah.
It's just sad. Old people should stop fighting. Let it go. Just let it go. You had a couple hits in the 80s. I love Rat. I think they were a great band in the 80s. Let it go. And they had an Infestation was a good album too.
Yeah.
But they didn't build on that. They did their drama and broke up again after that. And that was it. That's done. It's done. It's over now. So move on. Move
Al,
on.
what do you think
Sorry.
about it?
Yeah, I think Warren just doesn't want to even fucking deal with it anymore. You know, he's just like, why go back into the stressful situation? It's gonna end up imploding again anyway. He probably knows it, so he just doesn't even want to deal with it. So, yeah, you know, Ed's right. You know, just and Stephen Pearcy, dude, he can't sing anymore, dude. You know, it's kind of like when I went to go see Doc, and dude, it was like pretty sad actually.
I almost asked you that question, but somebody else asked you that, so I deleted it.
I saw Doc in for free in the parking lot, the Rainbow, a few years back. It was the only time I went to a free concert where I wanted my money back.
And pay you to attend it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Poor Don. He admits that he sucks though.
He does. He's honest about it. He ain't like, well,
Yeah.
and there's no tapes. Hey, it's there. It's real Don.
Dude, Don, use tapes. We don't care.
I tell you this, I will say this. I prefer a crushed, broken man that can't sing anymore, but it's real, than fucking Paul Stanley fucking lip syncing to some mediocre.
I agree.
song.
And he still
Yeah.
doesn't admit it.
No.
Yeah. At least it's just I see it as like spoken word. It's stock and spoken word.
Yeah.
It's like storytellers.
It's exactly what it was,
Story
man.
of his songs.
So what do you think about that, Andy? About Rat?
Oh, well, just like the way that everyone's saying here, I mean, Rat's done. I mean, the heyday's over, man. I mean, it's already 2022. I mean, shit. It's not even the early 90s anymore, for crying out loud, where they were still trying. And it's just, you know, I did see Stephen Pearcy back on, I think, 2019 or 2020. It was something like that. And it was a fun show. He couldn't sing, but it was still fun. But for Rat to come back and all the pieces together, that's never going to happen anyway. So why even talk about it? And I heard that if they get DeMartini back, that they can play bigger places. I mean, I don't think.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't think they're good.
I think that's a stretch.
Infestation, they weren't playing that big of places. So
No.
No, they were playing clubs still.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's no big deal. I mean, if he doesn't want it, if he wants to drop it, just drop it.
You have any thoughts on that, Charles?
You guys pretty much nailed it, man. You can't keeping his name out there, I guess, and I think DeMartini's like independently wealthy anyway.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
So- Posted.
that's that
He is
one
one
to you, Mark. I figure you're into that.
He's one of my favorites from the 80s, though, man. He's a great player.
Him and
Oh,
George
underrated,
Lynch,
underrated, I think, against
Like,
some of the
He was really
contemporaries.
cool when he played. You know, he was a cool guy.
like Wadzilla says his favorite two 80s guitar, well, I think three, Jake E. Lee, like in George Lynch and Warren D. Martini. And I totally agree with Wadzilla on that one. Those are
Yeah,
fucking
you can't argue those. That's for sure.
smoking guitar players, man. It's like, well, let's get to, since we're talking about tapes, and we'll get to Blackie Lawless. He admits that he's singing the background tapes, and your brother Eric Armsby Jordan told me in a comment, he says, yeah, they're probably just using background tapes for because they tripled and doubled his voices. And that's exactly what Blackie said. So I'm going to bring it to you, Edwin. What do you think about that?
Well, I guess just using backing vocals, and bands have done this in the past. I mean, a lot of bands have done this, and a Motley Crue's done it. A lot of bands have done it where they have just they pipe in the backing vocals. I think it's corny. I don't think they should do it. I mean, half the fucking jackasses in the audience, if not more, is singing along to all the songs anyway. So, I don't need like Mark. I don't understand like why they need it to sound so fucking perfect. No one cares. People are just drunk and singing along to you fucking
right. I'm fucked up.
I get on like a live album, like where you go and you tweak it and you try to make it sound better and you add shit. But live, who gives a shit? Everyone's drunk and stoned. Just fucking go out there. Look at people go and see Don Doc and spoken word. They don't care. So why try so hard? Why put in the extra effort and time to record the shit and put it up there? I don't get it. I think it's lame. I think it's stupid. I don't like it. It's not quite as bad as lead taped vocals like Paul Stanley's doing, but still, I don't know. Look, I'll be honest. Like I'm interested in Armored Saint. Like I said, I didn't want to see them with Wasp because I want to see Armored Saint on their own doing a longer set list.
I heard they're going to do a headliner tour.
Yeah,
soon.
I'd be interested in that because they really play and they're still good. John Bush can still sing, Well, I'm not Blackie Lawless. To me, that's just like low. That's just like a lower level of Kiss, and I love those first two albums. But I'm just saying, I'm not paying this to see some old guy in fucking makeup singing along the backing tracks just because people liked it in the 80s. I'm not interested in that. I'd like to see a band like Armored Saint, which is still a good band. It still puts out good albums that really performs and is still relevant, in my opinion. That I will pay money to see. But I don't really, and me and Eric, we are going to do a Wasp episode in a few weeks. So we'll get into it then. So
nice.
My head's a little bit on this one. But yeah, I'm not interested in Blackie Lawless or Wasp. So when I heard about it, I was like, well, I already wasn't going to see you anyway, so I don't care. So that's my feeling.
Al, what do you think about it? And you saw them too.
Yeah, I did see them, and it did sound a little too polished, but whatever. The performance was great. I prefer him not to use it though, because I'm with Ed on this one. I mean, just it's lame. I don't know why bands. You're in a live context. You're rock and roll, fucking loud guitars, all this shit. Why do you need this shit piped in, man? Just sing it. You got guys in the band anyway, like you sing backgrounds. You don't have to have. You're not Queen, dude. You don't have 10,000 background vocals either. You know what I mean? You can pull it off live. Do it live, and that's really it, dude. I mean, Armored Saint was awesome, even though I did see him with Jason McMaster still filling in. He did an admirable job, and I was a little disappointed I didn't get to see John Bush with him. But if they ever come back around, I'm definitely going to go see them again. That was the first time I ever saw Armored Saint. So, and they impressed the shit out of me. They sounded great. So, Wasp, whatever, man. I mean, it was the second time I've ever seen them. The first time I saw him was over 10 years ago, and I don't think he was doing it then, from my memory is correct. So I know he's older now, whatever, but still, you don't really need it, dude. It's rock and roll, man. Just like Eddie said, man, fucking, you got people like drunk and stoned singing along. It's just pointless, man. But I mean, I give him props for being transparent about it though, and telling the truth. So that I give him bonus points for that. At least he admits it. So you got to admire him for that. You know what? It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. I mean, like, when somebody sounds like shit, I hang it up, man. If somebody uses backing tracks, you're fucking cheating, man. It's like nobody's ever fucking happy, So whatever,
well,
man.
They both should hang it up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, hang it up.
Yeah.
That's it. In my opinion, that's just.
Well, I don't think Wasp has like the Kiss money, so Blackie probably needs to work.
Right. That's true. That's true. But he doesn't need fucking tracks. Like the fucking drunk, fucking old 50-year-old women dancing to fucking Wild Child need fucking professional backing tracks. No, they're singing along drunkenly.
There was some
I'm
hot
telling
like
you, they
20-year-old
hear the
chicks
backing
in my
track.
Wasp concert.
I'll tell you one
whoa.
It's a waste of time.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I think the number one concert I've seen this year was the Black Crowes, dude. Like,
Oh, they rule. I seen them twice.
They ruled, man, and it was all live, dude. And they got some background chick singers, dude, and whatever, man.
Yeah,
At least
why
everybody.
not employ some people? Get some real people. If you want a fucking army of people, get some slutty heavy metal chicks, put them up on the stage and
There you
have them
go.
sing it back up.
That didn't work for
There you
Motley
go.
Crue, but
Yeah,
yeah.
Employ some people. Hey, we got an impending recession. Let's employ some people.
Yeah, right.
Motley Crue had those 3 fucking slutty metal chicks in the back when I saw it. Vince was off,
they
but I
still
still
use
enjoyed
that.
the show. I still enjoyed it.
You know, I'll only say one thing about Blackie is he did have one time one of the best metal voices in the business. So that's all I'm going to say about Wasp. He did at one time have one of the best voices.
What do you think about it, Andy?
Well, it's kind of like what Al said there at the end. I'm damned if you do and damned if you don't. You know, there'll be people that say, oh, well, this doesn't sound like a record. And then there'll be others saying, oh, well, he's cheating because he's using backing vocals. Either way, people are going to complain about it anyway. So that's what I thought about it.
Vote with your wallet, people. Go if you don't want.
Well, the freaking concert I went to was sold out. I think all of them have sold out. What do you think about it, Charles?
Well, I mean, he's already being attacked by the Sink Army already, and they're changing that. It ain't worth all that, man.
Ken
I agree
Broom,
with
I
that.
saw it.
If you don't like it, don't fucking go.
Yeah.
Just don't go. That's what I did with Kiss. I would not go to this end of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no interest. I've had more than one opportunity to see it. No, thank you. I gave up on them a long time ago. The last time I saw them was 2014 with Boom Boom, Armed to Fish and Def Leppard. Always got to get that in there. And they played live, and they tuned down a whole step and sucked all the energy out of the fucking songs. Then they went into this tape thing. Just don't go. I don't see what the big whoopee do is, honestly. That's just me, because I wouldn't go. So
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't matter to me. I do think I give him credit for just admitting it, though. I will say that. And I think there is something to be said with, like I said, I think a week or two ago, what Wadley said about they got to look out for their brand now. These videos go up on YouTube and they're sounding like we do in the shower singing, and it don't sound right. You're gonna have to have some kind of professionalism. Yeah, I mean, if Axl Rose blows a note, it's on a video tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
They allege he uses backing tapes too on backing vocal. They allege it.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't think Axl does.
Well, they say he does. I don't know. That's on the backing vocals. The same thing as Lawless is doing. I mean,
You know who will
I
never
don't
do
know.
it? Charles, you know who'll never do it? Liam. Because
Of
that'd
course,
be
because
bloody
he's fucking
balls.
rock and roll. He's fucking
there's
rock
the
and roll.
Oasis, you know, that's the
Fucking
Oasis.
blows a note.
He probably
doesn't
doesn't
care.
punch a guy if someone suggested it to him.
Yeah.
He
Don't
doesn't give a
fuck.
fucking fuck. You know.
All right, and we gotta get a movie, like television based thing in for Jerry's sister Amy. She loves Star Trek, so I thought this was funny because I think George Takei is a jerk. George Takei calls out William
George
Shatner.
Takei is not a jerk. William Shatner's an asshole.
No,
my.
cankerous old man. He was a prima donna.
Dude.
Come on, man. Leonard Nimoy
Not a
loved-
single person. Not
Leonard
even Nimoy.
Nimoy loved William. They always
Bullshit.
messed
Nimoy-
with each
Nimoy
other.
did not like him at all.
He liked him, dude. I think
Ah.
George Takei is blowing shit because he wasn't a main character. It was Spock and fucking Scotty Bones and fucking William Shatner. He wasn't even a main character when it first started. Either was Chekhov. It's like he's pissed off. William Shatner rules. That's all I gotta say. Fuck George Takei, man. Fucking, he's never made a movie besides
Oh my.
fucking Star Trek that I've liked. Fucking, I know it sucks. Airplane 2 with William Shatner saying down safe and a fucking safe falls beyond. That fucker still makes me laugh in anything he does. What do you think about it, Edwin?
You'll like my opinion about this. I share your opinion. Listen, I'm sorry, but yeah, you know what? I believe him, but I still side with William Shatner because William Shatner deserves to be a diva. He was the fucking captain of the ship. He was the main character. He's fucking Captain Kirk. Even before he became like William Shatner, he had seniority. He was already on a lot of Twilight Zone episodes.
Yeah, something's on the plate.
He had a resume. He had a TV resume. That's why
It's TJ Hooker.
TJ Hooker.
Well, that happened later.
Heather Locklear, man.
Then he became TJ Hooker, and William Shatner is awesome and funny and crazy. And he's the top dog. He's an alpha. He's an alpha.
That's my sister. That's my sister.
Hey, has George Takei ever made records?
That's my sister. What a jerk.
Nothing against him. He's a cool little Asian guy. I like him, but he's not William Shatner.
No, I agree with you on that, but ask my sister what a jerk William Shatner is.
But
you know what? I'm sure he is a jerk. But why do we want a world where William Shatner's not throwing his dick around? Come on, he's fucking.
He was a jerk as Captain. He was a jerk as Captain Kirk. So I guess that makes sense. I guess I don't
He's
know.
Captain Kirk, man. He's better women on every planet. He's a fucking
best episode of Twilight Zone. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, so you should get in there. It's like this is how this. He's probably directors probably roll their eyes. William Shatner was block shots and stuff. I'm sure he was a fucking terror, but he's a star. He's a fucking TV star. He's a fucking movie star. He's a fucking rock star. He was in outer space. And you know what? When he came back down to Earth, you know what he said? He was totally straight up about it. He said, it depressed me. I love Will Shatner. He's a straight.
George Takei called him an experiment going up in outer space to see how old men could fucking take outer space.
He did. I love Shatner. He's an awesome guy. I always loved Shatner.
Yeah, but who's bringing up William Shatner all the time? William Shatner ain't bringing up George Takei. It's like George Takei bringing up William Shatner.
It's like people bringing up Van Halen brothers, David Lee Roth, you know? The hate.
Andy, you got any Star Trek?
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Andy, you got any Star Trek?
No, I'm not a Star Trek fan at all.
Yeah, he doesn't. Ask Al. Al probably knows something about.
But you know, I love TJ Hooker. I thought William Shatner was awesome in that.
Heather Locklear, man. How can you not like TJ Hooker?
But I never
Adrian Zemed, Bachelor Party, man. Come on, Bachelor Party rules. Tom Hanks' best movie right there. Come on.
I agree.
Fucking Brian Davis. I want to be on a Bachelor Party episode, bitch. I love you.
You know, my favorite William Shatner bit in Airplane 2 is like when he's saying, "I'm the big cheese." Ed Honcho. Yeah. That says it all.
Do you have any thoughts on this, Al?
Truth of the matter is that Sulu's not pissed off at William Shatner. He's pissed off at his wig. So, I mean, anyway, like I was gonna say maybe he's jealous of him banging some green chicks, but you know, Sulu's gay anyway. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't think George cares about that? Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I mean, but I don't know, dude. It's just keeping your name in the news is, you know. It's just another way of mission accomplished. Complain about something, man, and get in the news. There you go.
Yeah, you don't get in the news by saying, "Yeah, he's a great guy. I like to."
Yeah, exactly.
That pretty much ends the conversation.
I would have fucked William if he'd let me. Oh my, you know. What do you think about?
Maybe he's jealous of that, man. Maybe he hit on him and he didn't give him a time with that.
I'm sure he did. Come on,
okay. Be careful. I don't want to get canceled tomorrow. We love gay people here, right, Edwin?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong about
I know.
I'm just saying.
I'm doing what you do there.
Of course, listen, Will Shatner is a handsome man. Of course, listen, I would not have respect for him if he didn't try to tap that shit. But Will Shatner doesn't go that way, so I'm sure he politely rebuked him. And ever since, and so for the past 50 years, politely, he hated him.
You have any thoughts on that,
that's
Charles?
Great, but I gotta go bang a woman now. Bye.
You got
People
Anne
like
Margaret here, George. George, come on.
Get a life, people.
Do you have any thoughts on that, Charles?
George, I'll go
Yeah.
do your sexy sister. Okay.
All this energy on a second-rate sci-fi series. Help me, Obi.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
you.
You're my only hope.
Jerry
Holy
loves fucking
secondary
Star
TV.
Wars, but
True.
you know Star Trek is
The
the
true
superior.
saga, Star Wars. That's all I want to talk
The
about. I
first
don't give-
three.
all of it, buddy.
Ooh.
You're an employer, fucking build a whole wing.
Yeah,
at your
I
park.
know the last three
About
Star movies
Star
were kind of the same thing, but it was still a great story. And it was
You
still
like
fun to fuck.
Daisy Ridley. You can't
I
say
fucking
anything.
love Daisy.
Oh
Ridley.
God, yeah.
all
You're
about
just
it,
you're just hot for her jock, man. Come on.
I'd rather
When I
look
went-
at her than some Sulu fucking guy or whatever the hell you're talking about.
Fucking
Scotty,
Daisy really hot, dude.
yeah,
That's all he
I do
cares
like
about.
Uhura
That's
though.
the whole movie.
I like
sir.
Uhura though. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, she ain't Daisy. Yeah, she's
There
better
was an
than
episode-
fucking
there
Daisy
was an-
Ridley.
There was an episode where she had her shirt ripped and she was showing off those abs, man. Man, she was great.
That was a
looking.
major moment in TV history with Shatner.
That's
made it
true,
out with her
yeah.
own episode, so,
That's true. I don't know where are we at now, Mark.
Okay, I
I
think.
don't hate Star Trek. I just
Yeah.
don't like it as much as Mark.
Okay,
Next
we're gonna
generation
go out
better.
with the bullshit. Metallica released a new song, Lux Eterna, and I was fucking with Bushy, Nate, because he's a huge Megadeth fan. And the thing is, I was honest with him. I said, you know what? I love Dystopia, but guess what? I haven't listened to that album in a year. Guess what album I keep listening to? Hardwired to Self-Destruct. So I'm like for some reason, I get bored of Megadeth quicker than I do of Metallica. I'm just saying, I love the new song. I think it's fucking cool. And if you look at the song titles, the songs don't look like The Unforgiven. So I'm just going, they look pretty
Unforgiven
tough.
4. That's good.
Huh?
Is there
They
any?
were up to the 3rd, right? They were Unforgiven 3. They haven't done a 4 yet, right?
They haven't done
No,
a 4 yet.
okay.
And this is the album they should have done, The Unforgiven 4.
Really?
If
Yeah.
by the thing people were talking about. They didn't do it. The song titles look hard as fuck. So I'm going,
Yeah, they could go either way. They look a little like they could be mopey and emo too.
I hope not.
I don't know. It could go either way.
But I'm just saying, I've always liked Metallica over Megadeth. I get bored of Megadeth sometimes. Maybe it's Dave. I love Dave Mustaine's vocals to a point, and then I check out for a while, and then I come back to Megadeth. But I'm always listening to Metallica way more than like I even told him I listen to Night Ranger more than both of them and Rush. So I'm going. I'm just being honest with people. But I like the new Metallica song. I got tickets. And another thing I got to bitch about is that before the tickets went on sale for the Metallica tour, people saying, well, I got to take out a mortgage. I got to do this. You know what, bitches? I got 2 fucking tickets for both dates for $193 total.
Yeah, but you need an oxygen mask where you're sitting at, though, dude.
Dude, the SoFi Stadium is, it's over. There's not a bad seat in SoFi. The Rams did a good job with that fucking stadium, even though I fucking hate the Rams. But fucking, that stadium's cool. I saw the stadium tour there, even though I got made fun of by saying that. I saw that there. It was a good show, good acoustics, great fucking stadium. And they're going to be on the 50 in the round in the 50-yard line. And Metallica is probably going to have lots of screens. It's weird how they start on Friday, no show on Saturday, and then they go to Sunday. Maybe they said no repeat weekend. So they're doing 2 different sets,
Well, that's
different
cool.
opening acts. They're probably changing the stage. Because they need a day to fucking change the stage since no repeat weekends. So you have any thoughts on that, Edwin?
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite as you in the sense that I love both bands. I'm a fan of both Metallica and Megadeth. Especially as I've gotten older, I get bored quicker with Metallica. Like I like their new, like Hardwired. I like the first album. I didn't really like the second disc except for the last song, and I felt like that would have been a good single album, but there was a lot of filler and it was good. I like it, but I almost never go back to it. I don't go back rarely to Metallica albums that are like before. I would actually really, yeah, I do listen. I've actually grown to like the Black Album more in recent years. So I'd say from the Black Album and before, I'll listen to their 80s stuff. I still love their 80s stuff. Ride Lightning's my favorite thrash album. But I don't really listen to Metallica much after the Black Album, except for when the albums are new, with the exception of Saint Anger, which I never.
I listened to it once and it's still sitting there.
Yeah, but the other albums, like, I listen to them for a little bit, I get excited, and then I kind of forget about them. Whereas no, I still do sometimes listen to Dystopia. I love Endgame. I love and I didn't love, as you know, the new Megadeth album, but I liked it. And
I think 13 was a good album now.
I like 13's all right. I like the first single better than the Metallica first single. I felt Megadeth's first single was stronger. So I can't really judge the album yet because the album has come out. It's a good song, the Lux Eternal song. It's simple. It's kind of Diamond Headish, which I like. Actually, very Diamond Headish. Very new wave of British heavy metal. It's a good tune. I think Megadeth brought some more ferocity. Their stuff was a little heavier. I thought the hooks were a little stronger. I felt it was a little livelier. I like the Megadeth stuff better so far, but it's only one album. So, I'm going to hold back until the spring when the whole album comes out. But I like the song. I thought it was a good song. It didn't like blow me away. And I got to say, I thought the Megadeth blew me more away with the first single. And We'll Be Back hit me harder than this one, but I still like it. It's a good song, so I don't want to shit on it. And Metallica's always good live, and so I'm excited for the new album. And I like the yellow black color album cover. I think it looks kind of cool.
I think it's cool because the way James explained it, it's like you change your personality through ages. It shows the cradle to what they're doing now. So
and I like the yellow black color scheme because it's like Wu-Tang and Rocky too. So I dig that. And so I'm looking forward to the new album. I'm not a hater. I like Metallica, but I'm definitely more of a Megadeth fan these days. But there's no reason why I can't like both.
Yeah,
so that's
true.
Fine.
I like both. I'm just saying I get bored of Megadeth like you get bored of Metallica.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What
do you think about that, Al?
I dig the new song. Definitely a throwback to, like Ed was saying, it's definitely Diamond Head and Motorhead. Like both those influences are in there. That drumming is straight out of Overkill by Motorhead. I mean, that's, if you listen to drumming on that and then it's fucking pretty much exactly the same. So they're definitely showing their influences again, throwing back to those early days. And I dig the song though. It sounds promising. I'm looking forward to the new album. I loved Hardwired. That was a great album, I thought. I liked it better than Death Magnetic. And I do like Death Magnetic as well. But as far as Megadeth, I love the latest Megadeth album is awesome too. And there's always going to be those comparisons again, Megadeth and Metallica.
Yeah.
To me, they both coexist in my world, and I don't really pick one over the other. I love them both, man. So it's a win-win situation for me. So that's it. That's all I got.
Andy?
I do really like this new Metallica song. I think it's fantastic. I can't wait till the rest of the album come out. But I do reach out for a Metallica more over a Megadeth, even though I do like Megadeth, but I do like Metallica more. I loved the Death Magnetic. I thought it was a fantastic album. Hardwire is a little hit or miss with me sometimes. The first disc is fantastic. The second one, it's all right. But then I do need to say that I did like the lead-off single by Megadeth more than the Metallica lead-off single. That I do have to say, because I loved it immediately when Megadeth had released that single. So I did like that more than this one. But hopefully it'll grow on me with the context of the whole album. So I'm very excited about the whole album coming out. I'm excited that they're touring again. The last time I did see them was for the Hardwired tour. So I'll see if I'll go to this one. They're coming to Arlington, which is about 6 hours north of me, maybe 4. And it'll be in August. So we'll see what happens.
Did you get your tickets already?
No.
Oh, because they said that if you get the first day pre-sale tickets, instead of waiting for the single sale that's coming in January,
Yeah.
that the prices are cheaper If you get them now, then you wait for the single ticket. So if you
Kinda like an
they go
early
on
bird.
sale tomorrow, dude, I'd get them for the general public. I had a code because I joined the fucking Metallica 5th Club, which is free, and they gave me a code, so I got to buy at just after the Legacy Club. So
Oh,
it's
well,
pretty
I'm kind of like, if I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. You know?
all right.
I've seen them so many times. I wouldn't really either way. If I get to see them or not again, I wouldn't care.
I saw them 2 days in a row at the Forum and on the Black Tour, and then I saw them last time on Death Magnetic.
So you're fucking lucky where you live, dude. I fucking live in the sticks, man. I get to see shit, man.
And living down here in Texas, I think I saw Pantera, real Pantera, about 6-7 times.
I'm happy to see them, even if it's with Zach and Charlie. So
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
more
I've
I
seen
think about it.
already like 3 times. So
all right, man. So Charles, did you say anything about this subject?
No, I hadn't. And
well-
I'm team Metallica fucking rules. I know Dave Mustaine cried himself to sleep the day that came out. And kudos for the surprise. It was a surprise. They kept the shit quiet. There was no
it was.
Seriously, I think they put an article out that they were amazed that nothing leaked. Nobody knew this was coming out. It was just bam, there you go.
That's true, man.
It was like freaking Andy posted in our chat group, like, what? Shit.
And I don't think it's the greatest song they ever did, but I mean, it's still a kick-ass song. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Kill 'Em All era Metallica a little bit. I'm gonna try to see him in Hamburg, Germany, and beat all of you on seeing him there, Mark. Haha, I'll see him for you. I wouldn't get Pantera though. That's the only thing that sucks. They're not coming to Europe to open up. Pantera's not. But
Maybe you'll get
Pantera's coming to
5-finger
Poland.
cock punch.
Pantera will be in Poland.
5-finger
So I
cock
could-
punch.
And Poland.
Ooh.
I, I would love to go to Hamburg, just 7 in Hamburg. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
So,
Where the Beatles.
yeah, I mean, everybody I don't hate Megadeth either. I think that Megadeth's new album was one of the best albums of this year.
It
Easily.
is, and we're
So-
gonna be doing that episode, the top
And I
11
I
albums
do
of
agree. We
2022.
have to wait. We have
Huh?
to wait. There could be a mama said on that motherfucker, man. So we'll never know.
All right, man. So that was the bullshit. Now we're getting to our episode, which is the 11 classic rock burnout songs, man. You know, if you listen to classic rock radio or you're watching MTV, these things are a lot of these videos or songs are just, to this day, I think they only play 3 Who songs and 4 Led Zeppelin songs, just to
Right.
put it in context here. Maybe 2 Heart songs. It's like, but fuck, man, let's start with Edwin on this. What's your number 11?
Just to clarify, what I did, the way I interpreted this, Mark, was not what I think is objectively the songs that are played the most, but songs that are played a lot that I'm burned out with.
That's good. I did the same thing. So
Yeah.
All right, just to say, yeah. So I mean, although all these songs are played a lot, but there's songs that are played a lot that, for whatever reason, I'm not burned out on. I'm fine with them, and it's not most of these songs are songs I like. There's a few I don't like, so that makes the burnout factor even stronger. But for the most part, these are songs that I identified as songs that still to this day. I was also thinking in terms of 2022, because there were some songs that I thought about like 10 years ago. There were certain like Green Day songs I heard all the time that I was sick of, but I might not hear them so much anymore. So I didn't count that, you know, or songs I heard a lot when I was a kid, like Born to Be Wild or Smoke in the Water, but I don't hear them so much now. So this was really the way I compiled it. And I did it just a half hour before coming on here. What I thought was, these are songs that throughout my whole life, and still to this day, I hear a lot on classic rock radio or in a bar or in a restaurant or whatever, that I still hear them and I'm sick of them and they don't do much for me anymore. So that was how I thought of this. That being said, okay, my number 11 was a song that is from one of my favorite bands and their most popular song, You Shook Me All Night Long, AC/DC.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I love AC/DC. And I think this is a good song. I don't think it's one of their best, but it's catchy. I get why it's one of their biggest hits. And as a young man, I loved it. You know, of course I loved You Shook Me All Night Long. Still one of my favorite AC/DC videos, the one they did for the Who Made Who album. I love that video. It's a great song, great guitar solo. It's a great song, but I never need to hear this song ever again in my life. Like when I'm listening like to my vinyl Back in Black, yeah, I listen to it then. In the context of the album, it's fine. You know, it's short enough, it's fine. But on its own, it's not a song I would ever intentionally go out of my way to listen to anymore. It just doesn't really hit me the way it used to. Like when I was a kid, that chorus came on, it used to charge me. I don't really have any feeling for this song anymore. And I can't say that even the other big songs from Back in Black, Hell's Bells, Back in Black, Shoot to Thrill, I still get something from those songs. They're not as burned out as they should be. They aren't. But You Shook Me All Night Long, it's definitely burned out for me. So that's my number 11.
What's your number 11, Andy?
My number 11, I'm going to start off with ZZ Top's LaGrange.
Ooh.
They play that a lot down here. But I do want to say that these songs I'm not burnt out on, just that they play them a lot on the radio. And sometimes I might change the station, but all these songs are still very important to me. I mean, these songs led to me being on podcasts, led to me, you know, buying all this music. So, you know, all these songs that I'm going to talk about are still very important to me, and I'm not burnt out on them.
So then we get to you, Al. What's your number 11?
Oh, kind of goddamn water.
I almost picked that one.
I mean, in the USA, do people realize that there is more than one fucking Deep Purple song? I mean,
I don't think so.
Unbelievable, man. I mean, can radio at least, you know, get out of their comfort zone like an iota and maybe fucking play like something else, you know, by Deep Purple, you know?
They might play Highway Child sometimes.
Highway Star is like the only one.
Or Burn. I hear Burn a
Maybe
lot.
Space Trucking.
I hear Burn too.
Tokyo is a big one.
Hush.
Yeah, very rarely though, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's always
I hear you with that one. Yeah.
As soon as I hear change the fucking station,
I turn it up.
And you know, I mean, for its time, it was a great song, but I mean, dude, but like I said, like, when if I'm listening to Machine Head in the context of the album, I'll listen to it, but because I like to listen to the album all the way through. But if it comes on the radio or I hear it somewhere, I'm like, I just kind of tune it out. So that's my number 11.
What's your number 11, Charles?
My number 11 is from a band I love. I'm actually burnt out on the whole album, even though I do love the album, but it's one I gravitate to the least. As soon as I hear that opening bass, man, I'm like, oh, here we go. Money by Pink Floyd.
Dark Side of the Moon.
I love the song, but geez, they wear it out. I think probably around the world on classic rock radio.
Because it's one of the shorter songs.
That's only like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how Dark Side is for me. Totally. I mean, I gravitate more towards Animals or even metal. I go to
Me
metal
too.
before I listen to that.
Oh, I never get tired of Dark Side, man. That's a great record.
Man, I mean, but I love the album. I mean, if I do get in a mood, I'll listen to it. It's not that I don't like it, but I'll change the channel for money. I've heard it enough. So
Yeah.
fun bass line to play though, for sure.
It is.
So what's your number 11, Jerry?
My number 11 is oh boy. I want to say that I like all these songs that are on the list, like Edwin said, but you know, if I never heard him again, I'd be okay. My number 11 is In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins.
Oh, I've never get
Yes.
burned out of that song.
I
I'm
could have put
telling
it
you,
on
dude.
one.
I'm telling you, man, it's like it's on every 5 fucking minutes, it seems like.
Yeah, but
Just-
when that drum fill comes on, you still go.
Yeah, come on,
I
man.
start to and I catch myself, but
No,
nah,
you
that
don't.
song.
Liar.
If I like I said, I was never big Genesis Phil Collins guy. I liked them. I can't tell Genesis or Phil Collins apart sometimes of the songs.
God, what? Peter
I'm not that
Gabriel's
big of a
totally
fan.
different.
But you know that song. If I never heard that song again, I'd be okay. Man. So anyway, that's my number 11.
Yeah,
Phil Collins is here.
my number 11, I think, was one of the title tracks to that fucking show NCIS or one of those fucking CBS fucking crime dramas or shit. The Who won't get fooled again, man. That song is played everywhere. It just keeps going. There's better Who songs that won't get fooled again. I'd rather hear 515 a million times than this song over and over.
Never get
Yes,
tired of
Roger Daltrey does fucking scream like a banshee in it, but after the 900th and millionth time of hearing it, come on, move on from that.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that one. I never get tired.
Yeah,
of
I
it.
never get tired of that.
Oh,
song.
I
here.
do. It's a great song, but the thing is, they play it over and over. It's like,
they do. They do.
you know, as classic rock fans, we want to hear the deep tracks. We don't want to hear Double Vision by fucking Foreigner. We want to hear fucking like Love Is Taking Its Toll. You know, we want to hear shit like that. You know, that's
Yeah, but
the
the radio.
I want to hear
the radio
Slip
has to
Kid.
play it.
Nobody plays fucking Slip Kid enough.
Well,
That
no, but
fucking
this
song
is
sucks.
for-
Rules.
This is for the radio. I mean, people
Yeah,
driving their cars, they don't, you know.
they don't want to hear deep tracks. I get it, but still. It's
Yeah. And then we get to
The
number 10.
masses suck.
Yeah.
That's true.
Except in Europe. Europe and Japan know how to fucking rock.
They
But,
do.
Then we get to track number 10. Edwin, what's your number 10?
My number 10, again, a song from one of my favorite bands, and in the context of the album, I enjoy it. But on its own, it's totally burned out. Paranoid by Black
That's a
Sabbath.
good one.
Yeah, it's just when I was a teenager, I loved it. I always got charged up. I was like, hey, cool, they're playing Black Sabbath. But now I'm like, fuck you. Why are you only playing a couple songs from the same album again and again? Black Sabbath has so many great songs.
Yep.
So many great songs. So many songs that I think actually even basic people listening, driving to work would like. They'd like to hear
Yeah.
Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, even if they never heard it. They hear it and go, shit, that's a good tune. There are so many great Sabbath songs. So I resent Paranoid. And it's short, it's sweet, it's a catchy song. It's not even one of the best songs on the album. I like it. But you know, I'm not as burned out actually even on Iron Man, and War Pigs is my favorite of the three, you know, big songs. I still enjoy War Pigs, but Paranoid's is very burned out for
Why
me.
don't they play Symptom of the Universe? Come
You know,
on.
the worst thing, they did that concert in the reunion tour. They started Tony Iommi started playing the Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath riff, and then went into Paranoid.
Ooh.
Yeah, talk about dick pull.
Oh. That's like, oh.
I mean, look, there's so many great Black Sabbath songs, and we're just talking the Ozzy era. So many great songs, and so Paranoid's just very played out for me. Again, if I'm listening to my vinyl, Paranoid, you know, it's a good little second song there, you know, after War Pigs. I get into it, but on its own, never need to listen to this song again, in my opinion.
No, I kind of agree. And then we get to you on your number 10, Andy.
Oh, I thought it was Al's turn, then me.
No,
No,
I
you
went
went-
you,
you
then
went
Al
before me
after you.
Oh, three? Oh, okay. My number 10 is Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge. I love it on Blood Sugar Sex Magic, especially when it's, I think it's like track number 5 or 6, because that's a long, sprawling album, and it sounds perfect there. I think it's almost right after Under the Sun, I think. But yeah, Under the Bridge, it just, I don't even know why it was even a radio hit, but it was, and they played it forever when I was in high school.
Because it's about
And-
him doing heroin under the bridge, man. People like drugs.
I
So
was never a huge fan of the
it
band.
sounds so great there on the album. It does. A lot of these songs do sound great in the context of the album because it's part of it, you know. But that's it.
Yeah, they should play Suck My Kiss more. But or fucking a lot of other songs on that album that were
That's
deep
an
tracks.
awesome
That album has so many deep tracks on it.
Badass.
Yeah, fucking badass. And then we get to you, Al. What's your number 10?
Well, my number 10, I looking at this now, my list now, it probably should be higher on the list, but I mean, I usually die for the radio dial when this comes on nowadays. It smells like Teen Spirit. I just fucking die for the radio dial and just next, you know, put it on like, I don't know, good adult contemporary or something, man. You know, something else. You know, dude, I'm so burnt out on this song, bro. It's, if I never hear it again, it'll be too soon. But yeah, that one, man. Just put a gun to its head like Kurt did to himself.
Oh,
Oh, The
Hey,
soundtrack
it's
of
not too
our
soon.
generation, Eddie, and it just man.
It's not
been-
too soon.
It's been
us
it's been
early- us-
it's been almost 30
us
years,
early
buddy.
mid-90s kids.
I might have a point where I discuss this song. That's all I'm saying. Not there yet, Al.
well, I got
All
a
right,
Even though it is
couple
my
songs you guys are,
generation.
I got a couple songs, both some of you guys have already said.
Yeah.
Charles, what's your number 10?
Well, to be fair to Teen Spirit, it was kind of burnt out like in 90.
Yeah.
It was burned
burned
out
out.
a year later. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
A lot of my list, I will say my number one, I do not like at all. It made me hate the band, but everybody else, I love them and I probably do like the song, but and Burn Out, not my number one. And I'm based off the same channel probably me and Andy listened to in Houston back in the day. They wore out these songs on there. From Queen, We Will Rock You.
That's a good
I
one.
love the song, but at the same
I never
time,
thought of that one.
I hear that boom, boom, shh.
We will rock
Turn
you.
the
We are the
channel.
champions together. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes
put
you
'em
go
together.
listen to like talk radio. Like I've heard We Will Rock You over and over and over. I mean, it's one of the greatest Queen songs, but just nah, I've heard
I
it
hear you.
more than enough.
Yeah.
So
We hear it at sporting events.
That's a good
all the
choice.
time,
That-
so.
That just missed my top 11, actually, Charles. That was the honorary 12.
You should hear the Rick Rubin mix on it when fucking Brian May has a longer solo. It's fucking amazing. If you want to hear that, they put a Rick remix of it. It kind of has some electronica in the beginning, but that solo at the end that Brian May is doing, fuck, it's different. It rules. You should check that out. The bonus track on the We Will Rock You. Rick Rubin mix.
Don't you also find that We Are the Champions is also burned out?
That's what I said too.
I mean,
yeah,
it's a segue,
they go
but
together. Yeah, I said.
Yeah,
I
Like
do
the
have
best.
later. I got later at one of those that's two songs they've comboed into one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think I know
did.
what that
I
one is.
cut We Are the Champions out, but yeah, you can throw it in there too.
So what's your number 10, Jerry?
Let's see. My number 10 is Jack and Diane by John Cougar Mellencamp.
I'm
Whatever it
not
is.
burned out of that.
John
Song.
Cougar, John Mellencamp, John.
Another
Mellencamp.
killer drum break.
He doesn't like the
It's
he doesn't like
it's
the
a
songs
good-
with the drum breaks in it.
I know,
man.
right?
It's a great
Private
song, but it's always fucking on, dude. It's one of those songs where
What's next? Angel of Death?
it's one of those songs where you hear it on the radio, you go try turn it to like the other 10 channels. You can't find nothing on, you go back to it. You know what I mean? Now I've heard that song so many fucking times, and if I never heard it again, I'd be fucking fine. I love John Cougar, man, but man, that song just total burnout of that one. And that's been like decades I've been burnt out of that song.
And who sucks on a chili dog? No one. fucking does.
That was a
It makes a
taste
great
Worth
meme. Well, my number 10 is one of my favorite artists of all time. And I just got the freaking 1997 Live at the Fillmore box set.
Tom Petty's song.
And I suggest you guys get this. He's got Roger McGuinn on here from the Byrds. He's got John Lee Hooker. Dude, the band is fucking on top of their game. Fucking Howie Epstein is still in the band. It's fucking great fucking set. But Free Falling by Tom Petty, man. If I could never hear this song again, I'll be happy. I'm fucking tired of it. MTV burned it out.
That was
The radio burned it out. The radio is still burning that song out. There's fucking so many songs by Tom Petty or Tom Petty Heartbreakers. There's more than I didn't put this Stop Dragging My Heart Around. There's more fucking songs by this band that are so deep. Apartment, you got fucking Century City. Play some fucking other songs. Free Falling's fucking dead to me right now. I used to love it.
There's a few songs off that album.
Singles that are released.
Huh?
They play singles that are released off the albums. That's
Yeah,
what they
but
play.
rock
I Won't
radio.
Back Down's kind of burnt out too.
That one and Running Down a Dream, yeah.
Running Down a Dream, I could never get burned out because that solo by Mike Campbell at the end is just fucking sweet.
Yeah, but Free Falling's definitely the one they play the most. So
Yeah, Free
I
Falling.
thought of that one. I picked another Tom Petty song. There is one I think gets played even more, but with the Heartbreakers, technically that was a solo Tom Petty song, but yeah, that, you know, although they're pretty much the same thing, it's a little like Phil Collins and Genesis.
Yeah.
But yeah, Free Fallin', I did think that was one that I was thinking about, but it didn't make my list.
Yeah, but Genesis didn't play on Phil Collins solo albums. The Heartbreakers, except for Stan Lynch, played on Tom Petty.
Yeah, they
Tom
did
Petty's
a little
solos.
closer. Although I
Yeah.
can understand by the mid 80s, there is a difference with like Phil Collins, Genesis in the 70s. But by the time we got into like Invisible Touch Air, it is starting to sound pretty similar. So I can get people being confused.
Except for the last
and
dominant.
only
of it.
Mark actually
Well,
cares
I'm
about
not talking about the deep tracks. I'm talking
Okay.
about if you're
Yeah,
talking
well,
about
the poppy tracks, yeah, it was.
yeah, the
poppy
deep tracks
Phil
are still a little different, but
Yeah.
the singles are kind of similar. Yeah.
So
I bet Genesis played studio live. I bet they did, didn't they?
who?
You know it, Mark.
Where they played what?
The
No,
studio.
they don't actually. They don't,
No, Genesis never played any of
Yeah,
Phil
they
Collins
wouldn't
solo
play-
songs.
they would never play Phil Collins solo.
No, they
songs.
never. They have so many songs they could play that themselves. Phil Collins kept that separate, man. But Phil Collins did play Genesis songs solo.
Oh,
So-
did he?
Yes, he did. I saw him on his
okay.
last tour, Not Dead Yet, where he's
Yeah.
sitting in a freaking chair. He sounded amazing. His son was playing drums. He went back and showed videos of Genesis singing, taking it all, like an Invisible Touch, and singing all these fucking songs from them. It
Oh,
was
wow.
fucking cool. Phil Collins did play them, but that was my number 10, Free Falling Tom Petty. And then we get to your number 10, Andy.
And 9. I think,
Not
right?
9, I mean 9.
All right. I am going to go with.
I thought we're Eddie first.
Yeah, are we keeping this the same order?
Oh, Edwin. Yeah, Edwin.
Fucking
What's-
get it together, Mark. Come
You
on.
know, I finished my whiskey. I'm fucked up.
All right.
So-
Number 9, my number 9. I'm gonna take control, Mark. Number 9
I'm trying.
is a song I'm sure someone else is gonna say at some point. I thought about this. It was an obvious choice. I have a mix. I don't know. I have a sordid history of this song because there's periods where I've hated it. There's periods where I've loved it. I do love it, but I'm very burned out by it. I do think it's one of the greatest pop rock songs ever written, but I'm really fucking burned out by it, and that is Hotel California by the Eagles. Yeah, I had periods like when I was a kid, I loved it. When I was a teenager, I hated it. When I was in my 20s, I started to kind of come around to it. In my 30s, I fucking loved it. Living in California, being a screenwriter, I was really getting into it. I was really starting to get the lyrics, really amazing lyrics. And then now in my 40s, I'm starting to just get I'm just burned out by it. It just doesn't do much for me. And I noticed songs, and there's a couple, it's interesting because I have a couple songs here that are like the lead off song on the album. It's very easy to skip the first song if the first song is like a really played out song. You just kind of start from the second song and then you listen to the whole album. If it's in the middle, like, let's put it this way, if like You Shook Me All Night Long was the first song on Back in Black, I probably would never listen to it. But because it's like in the middle, I let it go. But Hotel California, I listen to that album, but I always skip it because I'm just so burned out by Hotel California, the song itself. So it's a great song. One of the best pop rock songs ever. If you've lived in LA and you dealt with the bullshit of the entertainment industry, even to any kind of degree, you'll appreciate the lyrics and the vibe, amazing guitar solos at the end. So I do love this song, but I do not, at least now, I feel like this is one of the few songs on my list that maybe in a few years I might get into again. But right now, I'm very burned out by it. I do not need to hear Hotel California, at least for a few years.
So you're number 9, Andy.
That's a fantastic album. I love Hotel California. The whole album is great. It really is. My next one is the name of the band, the name of the album, and the name of the song. Bad Company.
Ooh.
Over and over, they play that song way too much on the radio. I do like the song though, but they play way too much on the radio. That is one where I will change the station. But on the context of the album, it starts off the album, I think, right? I think that starts it off.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't skip it. I would start the needle right at the beginning. It's a really good introductory to the album. But when it's played by itself now, not for me.
Didn't some band do a cover of that recently?
I
Yeah,
don't
five
know.
finger fruit punch.
Yeah, whatever they
Yeah,
are.
that's right. They did.
Yeah, which I'm going to be sitting in the car at the Metallica show waiting for them to finish, drinking some fucking whiskey. They're done. All right, let's go see some Metallica. But fuck, dude, my Bad Company song would be "Feel Like Making Love."
I love that song. I never get tired of it. But I hear
but
you.
that is played over and over. But I love the song "Bad Company." But that's your pick, and then we get to number 9, Al.
Well, me and Eddie are on the same page here. It's Hotel California.
Oh,
Right on.
Yeah, man. Again, it's a great song. It's a classic for a reason. Do I really need to hear it? Not at this point in my life. Again, maybe in 10 years I might revisit it. And I feel like, these songs, like, if I don't listen to them for like long time, I can kind of come back and hear it again. But that's a song that's just been ingrained in my head for years, man. So I mean, I don't even need to hear it on the radio. I can play the whole thing in my head, guitar solo and everything, and just by heart. That's how much I've heard it. So yeah, I mean, it's a great album though, and again, it's a great song. It's a classic for a reason. But
Yeah, I think every song on that was a radio hit. I think just about every one of them.
I think "New Kid in Town" is my favorite song.
That's a great.
It's
That's
definitely
a great
not
one.
overplayed as much, so
That
I like
fucking
it.
song,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my number. Was it 9? So I'm not going to elaborate too much more. You guys can go on.
So what's your number 9, Charles?
Oh, this hurts. Cause it's my favorite band.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No,
Oh my god.
not Oasis, believe it or not. They don't have too many songs to burn out on, but this was actually the first song I ever heard by them on the radio. But they wear it out on the radio, and they of course have way more songs than this, "Come Together" by the Beatles.
Oh, I never get burned out.
It's like
on that
one of the
one.
number one songs they play by the Beatles on classic rock radio. And then it seemed like the channel I was listening to, the other one was "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." And we know they have so many more.
I hear "Hey
Dig
Jude" more than any Beatles song on the radio.
I heard it "Come Together" all the time. It seemed like it was.
I hear the
the-
Aerosmith version more.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I hear the Aerosmith
In
version
Philly, they play the Aerosmith
more.
one.
The Aerosmith
And I get
version,
wore out on the Aerosmith version just because it's "Come Together." Play Magical Mystery Tour. Play "I'm the Walrus." Play something different.
No, I hear
That's
you.
all I'm
I hear you.
saying. Yeah, "Come Together." I hear that bass line and I love it. I'll never skip it. Hell, even at this point, I usually just go right to something. But I kind of did that to myself. It's not just rock radio. I kind of wore myself out. I do love it, but it's not. I mean, at this point, I'd rather listen to the deeper cuts of the Beatles any day. But whatever.
Who wouldn't?
It does hurt me to put a Beatles song. But that's the way it is.
I'm kind
Well,
of
I got a group that's gonna hurt me later. So
I
I
gotta
already
be
had Tom.
honest.
I already
Yeah,
had
I got a
Tom.
few too.
I
I got a
already
few.
had Tom Petty, so that's pretty hurting. But what's your number 9, Jerry?
Eddie Van Halen, I fucking love you, dude. But if I never heard this song again, I'd be so happy. "Jump" by Van Halen.
I knew one of you
Oh.
guys would pick that one.
There you go. You gotta get that
There
one
it
in there.
is. But man, holy shit. I mean, talk about a band that has so
I'm
many
serious.
more songs than fucking Jump, especially off that album. Actually, I put Jump and Panama as a tie, I think, in my opinion. But holy shit, there's so many better songs to play than those two. I mean, I love the song, don't get me wrong, but man, if I ever hear that song again, I think I'll be okay. Sorry, Eddie, man, I fucking love you, man, but holy shit,
You
I'm
ever
tired of
notice they don't play Van Hagar a lot on classic rock radio?
Also,
They do
Yes.
here. They play on KLS.
That
They
is
do
true,
play them.
actually. That
They
is
do play them here.
Well,
They do here. Yeah.
that's another reason why I moved to California. We go everywhere else, not to put that on classic rock radio.
But you're totally right on that, Jerry. I knew one of you guys would pick that, so I didn't pick it. But the thing is, with Jump, dude, you talk to the young kids, that's the only Van Halen song they know.
Yeah. No, and that's cool. If that gets them into Van Halen, that's awesome, I think.
But they don't go listen to other Van Halen songs. That's what sucks.
That's true. Yeah.
I
But, yeah,
I
like
work
the
with
song.
kids, so I know this. You know, I try
like
to
the song,
I try
don't
to
get me wrong,
educate
man.
them. It doesn't work. They don't want to hear anything. They want to hear their Cardi B's and their fucking Beyonce's or whatever they like. No,
The
it's
WAP.
fucking, or that fucking Bad Bunny. Everybody's into Bad Bunny. I
Who the
can't even.
fuck is that anyway?
He's a Mexican. He's a Mexican singer, dude.
Puerto Rico, never heard of.
Never.
Puerto Rican
I don't.
too.
I don't want to hear him. But yeah, my number 9. If you got none of you Kiss nerds picked this, I'm not going to be weird on you guys because Detroit Rock City. Is that the only Kiss song that classic rock play radio plays?
No.
There's one they play. Yeah,
What's the other one?
Yeah.
Rock and Roll All Night. Rock and Roll All Night's the other one, right?
Yeah, they played out.
Yeah, but I figured one of you guys would picked up, but Detroit Rock City's right there next to it.
But it's probably the second most played. Yes.
Yeah, I picked that, man. I'm not going to get into it, but you guys know Detroit Rock City's always played. So then we get to number 8, Edwin.
Well, this is a perfect segue because I picked Rock and Roll All Night as my number 8. Listen, Detroit Rock City. I still, even though it's the second most played Kiss song, I still think it's played probably half as much as Rock and Roll All Night.
Absolutely.
Rock and Roll, and usually the live version from Alive is the one I hear the most. I'm actually more burnt out on that than the studio version. Although both songs, I don't really need to hear them again. I mean, again, in the context of the album, if I'm spinning my Dress to Kill or a live vinyl, I get into it. I like it in the context of the album, but by itself, and especially in the case of Kiss, because Kiss have a lot of really catchy songs, and they really only play a couple songs. They just play Rock and Roll All Night, Detroit Rock City, maybe Once in a Blue Moon, Beth, and
sound it out loud every now and then. That's about it.
Yeah, maybe I Was Made for Loving You.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, sometimes, but not as much as you would think, considering how catchy and radio friendly so much of their 70s and half of their 80s stuff is, you know. So especially in Kiss's case, it's kind of frustrating because they really do have a lot of catchy songs. And Rock and Roll Night, it's a little catchy rock and roll bubblegum song. It's probably my least favorite song on Dress to Kill, you know, and yet it's the most famous song on that album. I get it. I get why it's an anthem, but it's to me, and listen, Kiss is kind of dumb to begin with, but this is like dumbed down Kiss. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's another level, you know.
I get you, man. They need to play Easy as It Seems more.
Yeah, I like that song. It's disco. Yeah. It's got a cool disco beat. There's a lot of great deep tracks.
They got to go record. They got to record some backing tracks for it.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
You have to hear rock. I mean, when you see Kiss, they have to play Rock and Roll All Night as the last song, or it's not a Kiss show, in my opinion. When they do it, like at certain points, they were putting it before the encore and stuff.
Yeah,
like
so
that. I guess Black
Diamond should be the end.
You could alternate Black Diamond as the closer, but Rock and Roll All Night has to be played.
No, I get
Black Diamond is usually what they do before the encore, usually.
Yeah, that's how they do it these days. Yeah, they flipped it. Back in the old days. It used to be Black Diamond. These days, it's Rock and Roll All Night. But you know, I understand in a live context. It's like Judas Priest, like they have to do. You know, breaking the law after midnight. You know,
we left right before they play Breaking the Law.
Yeah. So, as soon as they start playing Breaking the Law, it's like, okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Jump. We'll get the jump on the parking. Yeah, because listen, nothing. It was no disrespect to Priest, but Mark got it. It's just like I don't need to hear the song yet. Let all the basic people sing along, and let's get the fuck out of Dodge. We already heard him play all the cool songs. Yeah, it's a great song. If Breaking the Law was for whatever weird reason a deep track, I would want to stick around and hear it. It's a great song. But I've just heard that song so many. I've heard them play it a lot. They never play a show. I'm like that with about half of AC/DC's set. You know, yeah, especially there's a certain point to get to like the Let There Be Rock section. I'm just like, okay, I'm kind of wrapping up now. It's done. I've heard all these songs so many times. And, you know, I understand why they got to do it, especially these multi-generational bands, you know, you get new young people. And yeah, I don't want to deny, I'm not an asshole. I don't want to deny some young kid that's never seen Judas Priest before singing along to Breaking the Law. But, you know, I remember when I had my first beer and I want to leave. That's
Beat the traffic.
yeah, beat the traffic, you know. And rock and roll all night with Kiss. It's like the same thing. Like, yeah, when I was a kid, yeah, rock and roll all night. But you know, now I'd rather hear some deep shit and then fucking leave when they do that stuff. You know. Yeah,
Of course, I wouldn't be there now.
Something, you know.
I wouldn't even leave the show now. I wouldn't see
Well,
him
no,
now.
sure. Well, I don't. That's not real Kiss. I'm
Yeah.
talking real Kiss.
Old
I'm not
days,
talking
yeah.
about the bullshit.
When I saw
clown
Priest, when I saw Priest ending with Another Thing Coming, ain't that another kind of style?
They played a lot. They don't actually play it as much as the other
They
two
don't.
songs, but they do sometimes play it. They played it the last 3 times I saw them. They played it 2 of the 3 times, but they didn't play it all 3 times. Whereas Living After Midnight and Breaking the Law and Hell Bent for Leather, they always play those.
Yeah.
3. They always play them.
He comes
And
out
it's
of
good.
the motorcycle with Hell
They
Bent
got
for
it.
Leather.
And
Yeah.
I love Hell Bent for Leather, but they got, I mean, none of these songs made this list because even Breaking the Law is not overplayed on the radio because the
Ooh.
radio sucks. Because I don't hear, at least the radio I listen to, they don't play any Priest. So yeah, they're not metal enough for Priest. But if there was a Priest song that made my list, it would be Breaking the Law. Yeah, of
All right.
course, obviously.
And then we get to your number 8, Andy.
Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
They play that so
True.
many times. And
Yeah.
and they can really stretch out with Hendrix. Hell, they can do a Purple Haze live one or if they want, but you know, it's the same old. That one and Foxy Lady, but both of them are just overplayed for me by Jimi Hendrix on the radio.
I hear Voodoo Child more than any
Really?
Hendrix song on the radio. Yeah.
Hey Joe,
That's a great song. It's a great song.
Hey,
Hey,
Joe,
Joe.
Did he play Machine Gun? That's what they need to play.
I think they play a lot of Hendrix songs. Fire, they play. I hear it sometimes. Yeah, a lot of stuff from Are You Experience. They across town traffic, all along the Watchtower. You hear that a lot, actually.
Yeah, you do hear that a lot all along the watch.
I don't know. I'm not burned out. I get it. And Purple Haze is played a lot. I don't know something about Hendrix. I don't get burned out by
I'm not
Hendrix.
burned out of any Hendrix.
Yeah, I don't know something about it.
I'm with Andy. I'm burnt out of a couple of the songs, so I hear them.
Well, let's get to number 8, Al.
Well, speaking of Beat the Traffic song, as soon as Enter Sandman comes on, it's Exit Al Horta.
Did you rehearse that one? Come on, that was a good one.
You know, I mean, that song, come on, man. When that comes on, it's the change the channel, leave the concert, beat the traffic. I'm home sleeping already by the time the fucking concert's over, you know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that song is just so burnt out, man. But I understand. Oh, but Metallica, they're doing this no repeat thing, so they're gonna play one night and not gonna play it another night. So,
Come on. Are they really gonna do that?
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's
Not
cool.
one, I don't mean that don't repeat the set list.
No.
But
No, they're not going to
every
do no
song's gonna
repeat
be
weekend. They even have different opening acts on.
That's a
different
fucking
days.
great market.
It's gonna be a completely different.
Well, I'll
No
respect
songs
them
from the
if they
first
do
night are gonna get repeated. On
That's why
next night.
I think they're taking Saturday off because they're changing the stage too. So
that. Wow.
So I mean, Metallica. You know, Metallica has enough songs. I mean, I think their fan base. But there's going to be those complainers that, you know, oh man.
Oh, are they not going to play? Wait. They got to play Master of Puppets on
Master
that,
of Puppets.
especially after the Stranger Things.
Dude, they're
thing.
not going to do it. Dude.
Oh,
It's going to be no repeat.
Crazy.
Oh, half their
they'll
fan
probably
base
do all the
that.
old stuff on the
Right.
first night and all the newer stuff on the second night. I'm
They'll
thinking
burn down the stadium.
Yeah, they got to play Master of Puppets.
they'll
now,
play that the
especially
first
now.
night. I bet they'll play that the first night.
I don't know, dude.
Oh, we'll see.
But it's going to be interesting, man, to see, you know, how this unfolds. So,
But
but
maybe
anyway,
they always spread it out so Enter Sandman and Master Puppets are always on separate nights.
yeah,
to
Or
try to
one.
avoid a riot.
or one on one night, and you know,
Yeah,
Enter Sandman the other.
Obviously, yeah, they'll space out the hits a little bit.
They'll space out. They'll do like, you know, one night they'll do Nothing Else Matters, and then the other night they'll do Unforgiven, you know,
Yeah.
and shit like that. You know,
They'll
but
probably do that on the second night. Both those songs. Watch. They're gonna go. They're gonna go through time.
If y'all
But dude,
want
what a great opportunity it is for them to do those fucking songs off Ride the Lightning and fucking kill them all, man.
Yeah.
Four Horsemen.
I mean, dude, if if you really think about it, not to get off on the whole like Metallica tour tangent, but it's such a smart idea. I mean, for the hardcore fans,
It is.
It's great. That's a great idea, man. No repeat. Don't repeat the songs the next. That's why they're doing. That's probably why they're doing like these. Sell the 2 nights package thing right now.
Because more people will buy. Some people will buy both because they'll want to see.
They said it's cheaper to buy the 2-pack than the singles. So.
Well, 2-pack's gonna be there. Shit, that's
and the 2-pack of tickets. Whatever.
I know. Anyway, Enter Sandman's my number. Was it 8? So
8.
that's mine.
So what's your number 8, Charles?
Other band I love, and this is based off that Houston channel down south. They like to play these boys a lot, and I love this band. Had enough of this song forever. Skinnerd, Sweet Home Alabama.
I'm with you on that.
All right, man. They have, of course, others. I mean, but they play a lot of Skinnerd on that radio down there, man. A lot of them. But that Sweet Home Alabama, I've had enough of it. Period. I don't even listen to that song on my own. So
they also play "Call Me the Breeze" a lot.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of their big ones they play. I mean, Bob Seger was our Skinnerd up in the Midwest. So I could have put him on a lot, but I don't have burnout factor with Seger.
I don't either.
I
hear him all the time, but I'm not burnt out of him either.
Yeah, same here.
So we get to your number 8, Jerry.
Oh, again, we'll stick with the drum thing going on here. My favorite band in the world, Led Zeppelin. But if I never heard Rock and Roll Again, I would be all right. Holy shit, I play that song every 5 minutes on the radio. Talk about a band that's got so many better fucking songs than that. Even the ones they play 1,000 times, they're still better, listen to than that one. It's a great song, great riff, great blues riff. But man, holy shit, it's on every time I get into the car.
I think that's like the Paranoid for me. Paranoid, Rock and Roll, like those. That's kind of like along the same vein for me. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's blasphemy if you turn the radio station when a Zeppelin song comes on. But I'll give you guys a break if you skip that one and turn the channel. But love the song. I love how it opens up. The song remains the same movie in the soundtrack. But man, so many other songs they could play than that one. What were we on, number 8? Was that 8 or
number
7?
8. That was your number 8.
I mean, there's a few Zeppelin songs I can add with, but that one's probably the most song that I'm tired of.
All right, and then I get to my number 8, which I think some of you guys already picked. AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long. It's higher up.
I'm not tired of that video. I'm not tired of that video.
The chick is hot, yeah, but you could just mute it, like Charles says. Mute the
favorite
video.
metal videos ever.
He says mute the song and just watch Taylor Swift dance, right?
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift is hot.
Hey, her boobs have gotten bigger. I give her that. She's grown into her body. But You Shook Me All Night Long. I'm gonna keep going because Charles has a timeline here. So then we get to your number 7, Edwin.
It was Al's number 8. We're on the same page here. Enter Sandman. Enter Sandman. Enter Sandman's one of those songs that was played out it's been played out for a long time. It was played out in the 90s. I was played out with it. I never actually loved the song. I never did, even when it came out. I liked it. I get it. It's one of their catchiest songs. I understand it. It has hooks, it has melodies, but I was just getting into Metallica when I first heard it. I got into them with Injustice for All. So it's like I had just started getting into thrash like a couple months prior. So when I heard Enter Sandman, I was disappointed. I was like, hey, I was just getting into thrash and you guys are going in this other kind of direction. So I was like disappointed in it. I like the Black Album. It's grown on me a lot, especially in recent years. Even the other singles from it, I'm not really played out on. Still love Sad But True and a lot of the tracks on it, especially a lot of deep tracks. But yeah, when I listen to Black Album, I start with Sad But True and just go on from there. I don't really listen to Enter Sandman anymore. It's a well-written song. I like Lars's drums in the beginning, but I never need to hear Enter Sandman ever.
Oh,
again.
his drum sound on that album is awesome. I think it's one of his best drum sounding albums.
Yeah,
But I could pick the whole fucking Black album on this list, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, especially a lot of the deep tracks, like the God That Failed, and
Through the Never, that's a
Wolf
great
and
song.
Man.
Yeah, Holier Than Thou. There's a lot of good deep tracks
Like,
on it.
Don't Tread on Me.
Don't
Oh,
Tread
yeah,
on Me
that's
is a
a
good
great
one. Yeah, they're all
Through the
Never.
Never is my favorite song off
Yeah,
that
Through the
one.
Never is good. It's got good deep track. I think it's a solid album. I like it. I don't like it as much as the 80s stuff, but I like it better than everything that came out afterwards. And I like it. I just Enter Sandman, just that one song just really played out on. And I get it. I get why it's popular, but it just was never one of my favorite Metallica songs. It always was a little contrived to me, but it's all right. It's just not my thing. And you still to this day hear it a fucking shit ton. That's all I know.
Agree. And then we get to your number 7, Andy.
Yeah, Aerosmith, Walk This Way.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good one.
Great song though.
Yeah,
It's worth the play.
That's great.
I'm probably the one weirdo. I really prefer the Run DMC. Aerosmith.
Oh God, no.
Oh no.
Oh
It's
no.
because of the way Tyler sings the Walk This Way.
Yeah, I agree. I like how he sings the chorus better though. I agree. I like
I don't,
yeah, the verse is better on the other one, but I like the chorus better on the Run DMC one because Steven Tyler's like really belting it out. He was singing.
Right.
yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
rock
That's why I like
Steven Tyler.
Walk this way. Yes, yeah. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I wish they could do a mix where it was like
Yeah.
Boys in the Attic version, but with that chorus, that would
The
be
original
the
chorus
version.
bothers me. That Walk This Way. That sounds weird. But I guess because really I knew the DMC version for some reason before the original.
No,
I don't know
I'm with
why.
you on that one. Although they
yeah.
both burned out to me.
It was on MTV.
Yeah.
when you were younger.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler breaking through the wall going, "Walk this way." Yeah, it's looking
Fucking
amazing.
rules, dude. That shit
Yeah.
fucking rules. dude.
And then we get to your number 7 now.
I hope Charles doesn't like disown me as like a friend now, but it's gonna have to be Welcome to the Jungle, man.
No, I can deal with that.
I'm really
I agree 100%.
I don't
I mean-
agree 100%, but I mean I do.
100%.
I don't get burned
There's
out
one song.
out
There's
of that
one
song.
song. There's one song probably worse. So yeah, you're probably right.
yeah, I was thinking of the other one, but like I go to the sporting events, I hear this all over sporting events, and it's just like everywhere you go, it's like it's a black cloud over my head,
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna dwell too much on it, but Welcome to the Jungle is my number 7.
What's your number 7, Charles?
I got AC/DC too, but it's not the same song everybody's picked so far. For some reason, down there in Houston on the radio, they wore this song out, and I don't listen to it anymore. Have a Drink on Me.
Oh,
really?
Wow.
That's a
Man, they
burnout
played
song?
that song all the time down there.
They never
Oh,
played
wow.
here.
It's like
You there. That sounds
I
like
love that. I love that
radio.
I heard
too.
it all the time on the radio down there. For some reason, they were stuck on Have a Drink on Me. And I was like, you just hear that, and it's a cool song, yeah. So you hear it all the time. And it's like, okay, you got Riff Raff. Man, how many good AC/DC songs could they throw on there? Throw Jailbreak on there. You don't hear that enough. Or Touch Too Much or something really,
Great
really
fucking
cool.
song.
Down
lot of
payment
Bond
blues,
stuff.
man.
I mean, I know I Have a Drink on Me but I'm telling you, that station I used to listen to, they played it all the time on there.
That
And it's like,
they
okay.
play that one a lot, and Rock and Roll Ain't No Pollution. They play that a lot.
They
Yeah,
play the
that's
last
enough.
2 songs on that album a lot. Damn.
Down there, yeah, in Houston for some reason.
The Arrow,
Shit, I only hear "Shook Me All Night Long" or "Back in Black."
and not just that, the Arrow, that classic rock station. It's on 2 stations now. It's on 106.9 and 107.5. Same
Oh,
thing
wow.
Yeah.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like for real.
So what's your number 7, Jerry?
My number 7 is I fucking love this girl. I think Joan Jett rules. But if I'd ever heard "I Love Rock and Roll," again,
that's a good one.
I would be happy.
That's a good
That
one.
is a good
Holy
one.
shit,
That
am I
is a good
tired
one.
of that song. Like I said, I love Joan. I think she's awesome, but man, holy crap, I'm tired of that song.
I agree with
I mean,
you,
half
man.
of her, more than half of her songs are covers. I get her, but I think she does a cool job of covering them. But that's why. But man, play Crimson and Clover at least. Something else besides that song, dude.
Play Hate Myself for Loving You. I love that one.
Yeah, or Little Liar or something like that.
Yeah.
So many better songs than that one. But man,
Even her cover of the AC/DC song.
Bars, karaoke bars, fucking everywhere that song is playing.
Yeah. Well, it is. She did cover that song. It was a
yeah,
cover.
it's a cover too. Yeah,
it's a cover.
But,
yeah.
Holy crap, am I tired of that song?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, nobody knows the Arrows version of it.
I don't. I don't.
I mean,
But,
like I said, Joan's cool as fuck. I think, in my opinion, I think she rocks. But man,
Like,
ooh,
yeah, just like, do you want to touch?
I love that song,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I like
Yeah.
Light of Day. That's a good Bruce
But
Springsteen.
yeah, when I Love Rock and Roll comes on, everybody's excited that I'm like, it's like I'm gonna go get a hot dog and a beer, dude, when that song comes on. I've seen her like 5
Why
times.
doesn't she play Light of Day? That's a fucking rocking song. You know, the Bruce Springsteen.
I like the fact that
riff
she
part.
plays more. She plays a lot of Runaways songs. She plays at least 2 or 3.
I know,
of them.
but Light of Day, I think, is my favorite song by her. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that song's
Whatever-
actually
what-
higher up on my list, I think. But yeah,
Mm.
that song is just so
That's
tired.
Michael
man.
J.
So-
Fox.
So what were you saying when
Fuck
when
you.
she plays that? So when she plays that song, you go and suck on a chili dog, Jerry?
Well,
Oh,
maybe I'll get my chili dog sucked. Oh no, my won't talk about that.
Oh.
Ow.
All right then. Let's
Sorry,
get to-
ladies. I'm a little buzzed. I love you, ladies, man. No
I know
disrespect.
you're drinking straight from the bottle, man. I'm like, damn, he's a pimp
And my
tonight.
wife is probably upstairs laughing her ass off, saying, "Dream on, loser boy.
Well,
Your days are over."
well, my number 7. My number 7 is my favorite band of all time. Yes, Rush.
Oh,
Tom Sawyer.
yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know,
love that song.
I love the song, but the thing is, if the studio version comes on, I skip it. If the live version comes on, I listen to it. The studio, I'm burned out totally of the studio version. It's just too perfect. But the live version is just like amazing compared to the studio version. I'm picking Tom Sawyer as my number 7. And we get to your number 6, Edwin.
My number 6, it's a band I like. I like this band, but this is a song I've been burned out for a long time. And it's still, I would say it's definitely their most played song. They have a song that's probably their second most played, but I like that one still. But this one, the Black Crowes, Hard to Handle.
Oh God, yeah, I agree with
Which
that
is a
I
cover.
love that song, man.
I
do
like
too.
it. It's a good
don't get
cover.
tired
It's an Otis Redding song.
Redding, yeah.
I'm not burned out by Otis Redding version like they ever play that on the radio. They don't. But the Black Crowes version, they play a shit ton. They've been playing that for like over 30 years. They
Oh,
still
yeah,
play
I
a lot
agree.
of places. And it's just as soon as I hear the da-na-na-na-na, I'm like, oh. It's just,
Plus
I'm just-
MTV overplayed that video too.
I'm just, and I like that album. I like the first 2 singles a lot. Twice as Hard and Jealous Again. You don't hear those quite as much, and they're not burned out for me. But this
Thick and
song,
Thin's my favorite though.
I love Thick and Thin. It's a
Thick
good
and
album.
Thin,
But
yeah.
my favorite's the second album, definitely. Southern
Oh
Heart.
hell yeah.
That's awesome. And Remedy, which I would say is their second most played song. I'm not burnt out by that song.
Oh, I've never burned out of that
I
one.
can hear Remedy
Fuck,
again
yeah.
and again and again. Every time I hear Remedy, I'm like, ooh, cool.
It's
But
that soul he's got in his voice on that song. That's
yeah,
why.
I just love that song. But Hard to Handle, I never have to hear again. And I do, it's actually, I skip it when I listen to the first album. I'm just,
I do too. If it comes on, I skip the song, go to the next
Yeah.
one.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
burn out for me, totally.
And then you're number 6, Andy.
Heart Barracuda.
Oh, I never get tired of that song.
Oh.
No,
Love
that
it.
riff is just too damn good.
I have a heart song, but it's not that one.
Yeah, I don't get
Oh,
burned out of
Magic Man,
Barracuda.
bro.
I was thinking of that and I go, no, fucking every time Barracuda comes on, I turn that shit up. I don't turn it.
I changed
That
it.
should be
Yeah.
another guitar shop song you shouldn't be allowed to play. I think they should put that in there with Stairway and Smoke on the Water. Everybody
Yeah.
plays that song.
Yeah. And then we get to you, Charles. You're number 6. No, Al, you're number 6.
Well, whenever I hear this song and the piano intro, I always picture Jonathan Cain's stupid face Don't
Yeah.
don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Well, my list is done.
Yeah, right. That's on my list too, but it's coming up.
Yeah, a lot of these songs you guys picked, that's coming up on this list.
Oh, dude, just strangle me, man. Just put me out of my misery when I hear that one. You know?
I tried to think of what you guys did pick, but I had to be honest. So-
Yeah. And then,
I tell you what,
honestly,
that song made bank, man. That song made
and honestly,
money for 'em.
man, and honestly, it's number 6, man. It should be even higher, but
Yeah.
but I mean, like all these songs, dude, it's just, you know, but this one, man, I mean, every time that piano intro, I'm like, fucking what? Get the fuck out of here.
You know, but the thing is that song to me is like what Hotel California is to Edwin. I am so into that song right now.
Really? All right. Well,
no, Edwin isn't into Hotel California now.
you can.
But I've had my love-hate with that song. And right now,
Oh, the love-hate. Yeah.
They love hate rules.
Oh, I do love hate. Why do you think they call it dope? Oh, okay. Like, fuck, I don't even have those albums. I have them.
Dizzy Pearl, that guy sung for like everybody, didn't he?
Yeah, LA Guns and fucking everybody did.
Quiet Riot.
Quite right.
Did he really?
He's in them.
Yeah,
He's
he's
in them
Quiet
now,
Riot.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's in Quiet Riot again. Yeah. He's back in Quiet Riot.
Oh, he's back with him? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Didn't he play like rhythm guitar with Rat? Or was that Karabi? That was Karabi. Yeah.
That was Karabi.
Karabi, yeah. But Charles, what's your number 6?
My number 6, I mean, technically he used a band name, or I guess it was a band at the time, but he's actually a guy I think's really overrated, one of my least favorite. I respect his talent, but I just find him boring. Layla, Derek and Dominoes / Eric Clapton.
I never get bored of the slide
is
guitar.
So
Dude.
burn out. It has to be burnt out across the country. They always play Layla everywhere.
I love that 3-minute jam session they do at the end of that song. I think
That's why it doesn't burn me out.
But man, and I don't know. I don't care if it's the unplugged Layla. I don't care if it's the electric.
Oh, I hate the unplugged version.
There's such a burnout factor. And I'm not a huge Clapton fan to begin with. I think he's definitely talented. I ain't gonna take that away from him, but he's
that song had Dwayne Allman on there, though. Dwayne Allman was playing that fucking slide.
That's great, but I'm burnt out on that fucking song, man. I don't like it shit. I'm just not a big Clapton fan to begin with.
Dwayne Allman slide is just ear candy to me.
I almost threw the Allman Brothers on there because they wear out one of their songs.
Oh, I know they do.
South too, but I didn't throw it on.
What's your number 6, Jerry?
Again, one of my favorite bands, but holy shit, I'm tired of this song. Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, Pink Floyd. Holy shit.
I get tired of that one.
They got 110 better songs than that one, but yet they play that one 24 hours a fucking day.
They seem to play Comfortably Numb more than any one of them.
No, not where I come from, dude.
Where I come from is Comfortably Numb, Michaela West.
I mean, I wish they'd put them all 3 together. That would be kind of cool, but they'll never do that. But yeah, that song.
Like more.
I fucking love Pink Floyd, dude. I'm a huge Gilmore nut swinger, but man, I'm telling you, I'm so tired of that song. You know, that's probably the only Floyd song I'm actually really fucking tired of.
Well, mine is my number 6 is Andy already said it. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge. Fucking that song is just like the video is just fucking. God damn, MTV fucking overplayed that video every fucking hour on the hour. You saw fucking Under the Bridge. I was burned out of that song by the fucking like 20 times they played it. And I was going, why don't you play Suck My Kiss or fucking Give It Away?
I was never big on that band, dude. I tried.
I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers. For Shantae's,
I like that Stevie Wonder cover they did. Other than that, there was
Breaking the Girl was the best song.
Breaking the Girl is good. No, Psycho Sexy is the best song on that album.
I mean, Anthony Kiedis' best moment was fucking Point Break.
I knew you were gonna say, dude, that was like he got shot in the foot. Like fuck, dude, that was the worst acting in a
waste of time.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, man. Then we get to your number 5, Edwin.
All right, this is where we get to Tom Petty. Now, Tom Petty, I'm not a fan of, but I respect him. He's someone who, believe me, I've tried over the years. I've tried to get into Tom Petty because I've known so many people that love him. And of course, I've heard all his music, like you, Mark. I've heard all his music over the years. I can hear he's a really great songwriter. You know, I can hear it. He's a talented guy. The Heartbreakers were a good band. I do, there are certain Tom Petty songs I do like here and there, but overall, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just never really connected much with him. I never really, you know, got too into his stuff. Although there are a few Tom Petty songs I like, but I never like bought his albums or anything. But there is one song that I never really liked, and it's his most played song, in my opinion, at least of all the radio stations I've ever listened to. And I just do not like listening to the song, even though it was featured very prominently in one of my favorite movies, American Girl.
Oh,
I am there. I never, every time I hear that little ding, 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 ding.
Was that Silence of the Lambs?
No, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah, it was in Silence of the Lambs.
And it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't sound like a Valley school would be listening to that.
It fits in Silence of the Lambs, though.
I don't like it. To me, it should be like New Wave or like the Go-Go's, like in the beginning. Like, I don't know. I don't think American Girl fits like a high school in the Valley in the early 80s. It's like they're attempting to try to
Tom
make it.
Petty's a stoner, though. It fit. Come on.
I think they were just trying to make it seem like Anywhere America, you know, like in post. But I don't know. I just don't like that song. I do like some of his songs, but that one, I can hear it's a good song. I can get why people like it, but never did much for me. So imagine if it's a song you never really liked to begin with, and it's played as much as American Girl.
Well, I think Breakdown is his all-time greatest song. In my
I like Breakdown. Breakdown's a good
Breakdown
song.
rules.
I like a Refugee. I like
Yeah,
Refugee.
Refugee's awesome.
I like a couple of his songs. I like the Mary Jane song,
Mhm.
one that had the hot video of Kim Basinger as a corpse.
Ooh.
Right, yeah.
Where is she now, man? I miss her.
Yeah, I used to have a poster for her. But yeah, so I like some of his songs, and I like Running Down a Dream. I like some of his songs, but man, American Girl, never really liked it. And I still, if I hear that song, I instantly, if I'm able to shut it off, of course, sometimes you're at a bar or a restaurant and you can't shut it off, and you gotta listen to it. And I'm like, okay, I gotta put up with this for about 3 minutes. But yeah, so not a fan of American Girl.
So what's your number 5, Andy?
It's going to be a John Cougar Mellencamp song, but it's not going to be Jack and Diane. Pink Houses.
Oh,
Kind of burn out.
That doesn't burn
love
me
that
out.
song. I
it.
love that song so much, man.
They play that too much.
They do. I hear you, but I love that song.
I don't
so.
get burned out of that one at all. Any John Mellencamp songs, I don't get burned out of.
well,
Oh, come on, Jack and Diane. Come on.
I
You
don't.
got tired of that
I
one.
don't.
Really?
That
That
drum,
hurts so
you're
good.
against drum breaks, dude. So that drum break, just you gotta hear that song with that drum break. You know, Kenny Azenhoff's
Hurts
a
so good,
bitchin'
I would
drummer,
say.
man.
Great drummer. Great fucking
Great
drummer.
fucking drummer. He played in Chickenfoot when Chad couldn't.
Of
tour
course.
the second
Oh,
album.
It always comes back to chicken foot.
Jesus.
I saw
You can work in
Chickenfoot with Kenny.
Chickenfoot. You can work in Chickenfoot more into a conversation than any.
Wait, I
member.
thought that dude with the chili peppers was the drummer.
Huh?
I thought that dude with the chili peppers was there.
No, on the tour, Chad couldn't go
Oh,
on tour,
okay.
so they had Kenny.
Is there anyone Chad Smith doesn't play with?
I don't know, man. Chad Smith is an underrated drummer, man. He's
I know,
so
but he
good.
plays with everyone.
He does.
It's like him and Dave Grohl. I don't think those two have ever played with each other. Have they?
No, they haven't. You know, I don't want to see. I don't want to see them playing with each other. You know. Okay.
It'll
I
happen.
don't want to see them
eventually.
playing with each other either.
Okay. So then we get to your number 5. Who we on right now? I got lost.
I don't know.
Al.
Al, what's your number 5?
Van Halen, Jump. Yeah, I love Eddie, bro, but I've heard that song enough. So I jump to the radio and just kick it. No, I mean it's one of those songs. Like when I was a kid, obviously I loved it. I mean, Van Halen is like one of my favorite bands of all time. And when I was a kid, you know, it was like a gateway song, you know, and getting into, you know, rock and all that. But now in hindsight, it's just like I look back and I'm like, yeah, it's not really it's not a great Van Halen song, to be honest with you, dude. You know, it just too poppy for me, man. So, I mean, especially coming from the Dave era, I would expect that a little more from the Sammy era, but the Dave era, you got to have the balls there, bro. You know what I mean? So, and that kind of, hey, listen, man, that's the way they were going.
Yeah,
So,
with all weight and jump.
yeah.
Totally
So,
Sammy.
I mean, Eddie was heading in that direction. So,
Yeah.
so anyway, like Jump, man, I can do without hearing that anymore. So, I won't dwell on it anymore. Go ahead.
What's your number 5, Charles?
I guess I kind of fibbed. I really don't like this song, and my number 1 I don't for sure. But the reason why I put these guys in number 5 is I guarantee you cannot give me deep cuts on this band, Mark. There's no way. This has to be the one band you can't say, go listen to the deep cut. Red Rider, Lunatic Fringe.
Yeah, go listen to the
song.
deep. Fucking Tom Cock.
please
Red
don't
Rider
tell
is
me the deep
awesome,
cuts
man.
about that, man. Jesus,
Cochran
and we're out
rules.
that Lunatic Fringe.
That Life
I
is a
love
Highway,
that.
that country version sucks. Tom Cochran's better version is better. Fuck Disney. All right, I love you, Disney. I work for you.
They wear that song out down there.
They do. But that's a great song.
Dude, that song rules, dude.
Man.
Lunatic Fringe.
I don't hear it that much, so that's why it rules too.
I think down south past Mason-Dixon, it's like state law. You have to
Oh,
play
yeah.
that
From a
every
Canadian.
other hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Would they play it down there? I'm telling you, in them Texas,
it's
Tennessee,
better than
wild,
Chicken Foot. Better than Chicken
Fuck
they
you.
just play it. Yeah, but I will say that anything's better than Chicken Foot. Ace is better than that.
Ooh, okay, Jerry, what's your
Paint.
number 5?
My number 5. What the fuck is my number 5 here? Oh yeah, Mark, you're gonna be dissing me for this one, dude. Sorry, but fucking Urgent by Foreigner. Man, dude, man.
I can see why it's a burnout factor. I'm just not burned out of it, but
Dude, I'm
I
trying
can
to,
see why.
that follows the fucking rest of the songs I mentioned as far as it played every fucking 5 minutes. Again, another band with a lot of great songs. But
Yeah,
man,
you know how many deep tracks are on Foreigner 4? You got Woman in Black. You got fucking lots of fucking great songs.
Wow.
You don't like Woman in Black?
Yeah, I do, but I'm just saying. We're talking about burnout songs, dude.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. It's just not burned out
They're
for
not
me.
gonna play Woman in Black on a radio station.
I know they won't. They're idiots.
They want to hear that. Fucking, I want to know what love is. Fucking,
They don't play I'm at war with the world either. War with the world, you know. They don't play
I mean,
good
you're not
shit.
going to hear that on regular radio. Maybe
No.
fucking satellite radio, but yeah, that
Not
song.
even satellite radio is kind of like cheesy now. They don't do good shit anymore.
But yeah, that song definitely is burnout in my opinion, dude. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's get this. We need to get this thing going.
Yeah, my number 5, we've already covered it. Eagles Hotel California. But I like to say that's the first diss track, and hip hop got the thing for them because they were dissing Steely Dan, saying you could stab them with their steely knives, but you just can't kill the beast because Steely Dan fucking did a diss track on them before that. So hip hop, you owe your disses to the Eagles and Steely Dan.
So Paul McCartney, Too Many People, and John Lennon, How Do You Sleep One Night before that?
Yeah,
But
there were diss tracks before that too. There was in the 50s, there was Muddy Waters to
True.
Manish Boy was a diss track to I'm a Man.
Cool.
Yeah.
I get it. I just say that was a diss track though. And then we get to your number 4, Edwin.
This one of Charles's favorite groups, although I think he'll understand this. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine.
That's the one I was talking about.
That you know.
Yeah, it was a toss up. It was a toss up between those two for me.
I hear that the most. I hear that more than Welcome to the
It's in commercials again.
You just hear it everywhere. You hear it in trailers.
Got the job, dude.
You hear it at lots of different kinds of places, like pop radio stations play it. Not just even rock stations. When I was a teenager, when I was a kid in elementary school and I first heard the song for the first time, it was the song that got me into Guns N' Roses. I think it's an amazing song. I think it's a really well-written power ballad. I think it's one of the best
I agree.
power ballads in the late 80s. But and I love that Coda, where do we go now? Coda. It's a really well written song, great guitar work, some of Slash's best work.
Yeah,
I
that
love
riff, nobody sounds like that beginning riff.
it's
There's
a very
nothing
unique
that sounds
song.
like that. Nothing.
Objectively, this is the best song in my top 5 here.
Yeah.
But I'm just so burned out that there's no feeling for it anymore. Like I just, there was a period where I still got a little something from the Coda, but I don't even get anything from the Coda anymore. I get nothing from the song anymore. I've just heard it way too many times. And it just, I objectively still think it's a great song, but it just does nothing for me emotionally anymore. It's dead. Maybe, if I don't hear it for 10 more years, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
If there's some way I could not hear this for 10 years, I might love it again, but
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen. So no, definitely this song.
So what's your number 4, Andy?
Scorpions, Rock You Like a Hurricane. Too much.
I get it.
Yeah,
It's
I
just-
can agree with that one.
I agree with it, but I'm not burned out of it.
I don't hear hardly any Scorpions on the radio nowadays. Come to think about
Well,
it.
that's the only Scorpions that they really play.
Yeah.
A Hurricane.
That or Still Loving You.
I rarely ever
I don't
hear-
hear
That's a
I don't hear that one as much,
Brilliant.
man.
Well, you
That's a
don't watch
brilliant-
that with an Excite channel. They play Still Loving You and
Yeah,
Walking
they
Like a
do.
Hurricane all the time. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
They do.
man. So then we get to your number 4, Al.
So let's rock and roll all night and party
Party
every day.
every day. Dun, 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 dun.
It starts off with that live version, bro.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out of it, man. Come on. There's so many more other songs they could play, and it's just that one. Just play another Kiss song, dude. Come on. Like Edwin said, man, so many fucking songs they could play, and they just gravitate to this one really. So that I'm not gonna dwell on it, man. Everybody, it's been covered already. So
So what's your number 4, Charles?
Why I gotta say to rock radio. How about Cold Gin? Throw that one on there. every now and
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
yeah.
then. Probably I don't know, man. Maybe my number 5 favorite band. I hate to throw one on there, but I have to. It's my combo song. We're here. They always play this a lot. Led Zeppelin, Heartbreaker, Living, Loving
I
Maid.
knew that's the one you were gonna pick.
They always play that, man. And I
They
mean, I
do.
love Heartbreaker. It's a fucking killer riff and all that, but they play it all the time, probably across the country, along with rock and roll and Black Dog. I was kind of debating which one of the songs. Maybe just pick Led Zeppelin 4. in
Yeah.
general. This is that album. But Heartbreaker is what, on 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Or
and
Hostile.
they always have Living Loving Made with it, and that's cool, but I'm burnt out on it. So
So
probably
what's
my
your,
most burnt out Zepp song.
what's your number 4, Jerry?
I fucking love the Wilson sisters, man. I love Nancy. I think she's one of the greatest acoustic guitar players in the history of rock and roll. But Crazy on You, if I never heard that song again, I'll keep saying all the times, I would be a happy man.
Oh, I turned that shit up. I love that shit.
I'm so tired of that song. I love the song, don't get me wrong. I love Nancy. Beautiful,
How could I
awesome,
choose
talented
that over
lady.
Barracuda? I'm with Jerry on that one.
Very
If I
Man,
had to pick one, yeah.
Oh, really?
just so never mind. We'll just keep this thing going.
I hear you. I'm with you on that.
Then
one, man.
I get to my number 4. It's like No Stairway to Heaven. I love that song. I love it. But the thing is, when
Yeah, I
it-
never get tired of that song.
Never
know
burn
it's-
out.
I get tired of it. I get tired of it.
Not me.
I get tired of it. It's like I would rather hear rock and roll. It's like rock and roll or freaking 4 Sticks or freaking Misty Mountain Hop. There's better fucking When the Levee Breaks, that song should be played on the radio. That song fucking rules.
Stairway
Hot
was
Dog
just such a
should be played
fuck-
more.
Stairway-
Yeah, well,
Stairway
actually,
was
let me just say,
fucking amazing song, dude. I
It
mean,
is. I'm not disagreeing with it.
I did not put any Led Zeppelin. I'm gonna tell you now. I thought about it. I thought about Stairway to Heaven and Rock and Roll and Black Dog. I thought about these songs, but the thing about Led Zeppelin, unlike all these other bands, Led Zeppelin's pretty well represented. They play a lot of stuff from all their albums, especially the first 5 albums. They play first 6 albums, actually. They play a lot of stuff from Led Zeppelin. At least Philly played Zeppelin all the time.
Yeah, New York radio as well.
Yeah, you hear a lot of Zeppelin. So the thing is, even some of the big guns, they're not as overplayed because they diversify. They play other shit. You'll hear Kashmir, you hear Stairway to Heaven, you hear Black Dog, you hear Rock and Roll, you'll hear Heartbreaker. You'll sometimes hear the Rain song. You'll hear different shit. They play different Zeppelin songs. So as a result, I've never gotten as burnt out. I did have a period where some of the stuff from 4 was a little played out for me, but a couple years later, I came back to it, and I'm there again. Actually, Stairway to Heaven, I'm kind of cool with again. There was a period where I couldn't listen to it too much, but I do feel that Zeppelin is I would think that they're the most well-represented band of any band on our list. Like when you think about it, they do play a lot of their shit from their first 6 albums, and even occasionally you might hear like Wearing and Tearing or like, All My Love, they still play a lot. And
they also play Fool in the Rain a lot.
Fool in the Rain, they sometimes play. I've even heard Achilles' Last Stand once or twice. Like they will, like Zeppelin's pretty well represented. So that's one of the main reasons. Black Dog is played a lot. I thought about it. But you know what? I still get into it. If I hear it. Especially, I don't know, when I hear some of these other songs on the radio, some of these things that made my top 11, if a Zeppelin song comes on, I'm happy to hear it more so than these other 11 songs. That's all I can say. So that's
here
why
in LA, they only play 4 Zeppelin songs. So that's why.
That's
LA
stuff.
Yeah,
But in Philly, they play very well represented.
East Coast radio is better than West
They don't
Coast
have
radio.
Get the Lead out there. I think that's like a staple.
They used to on Tuesday nights. I think they got rid of it.
They still have it here in New York.
Yeah, I think they got rid of it. They still have Breakfast with the Beatles here though on Sundays.
Here too.
If anything, I said Dire Maker was probably the one
That played a lot too.
Yeah, I got a little burnt out on that for a while too. But even that I can kind of roll with now, even though it's one of my least favorites of their big hits. But yeah, Zeppelin to me is fairly well represented.
Yeah.
So what's your number 3, Edwin?
My number 3. Well, this is not a band I'm a fan of, so I really don't like hearing this song, and I fucking hear it a lot, especially down here in Florida. They play this song a shit ton, but I feel like they play this song everywhere a lot. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get why people love this song. It's Bon Jovi.
Oh.
Living on a Prayer.
I can see that.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the top 5 most played songs ever. Every like fucking day, if you turn on the radio, you hear this goddamn song. Still, it's 2022. But people still want to be living on a prayer. And it's got the wong 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 guitar. As soon as I hear it, it's like I can hear it's a well-written song. I can hear it's a well-written, well-produced song. I think Desmond Child probably co-wrote it. Yeah, I can hear, I get it, but I don't want it. That's the thing. It's not I don't like anything off. I mean, I like When It Did Her Live. I think for whatever reason, that song I don't get played out on, but this song I'm totally played out on. Never need to hear Living on a Prayer again.
They really don't have much better than that. Unlike
that's like better Bon Jovi.
They do.
Yeah.
But
One of Dead or Alive, I think, is better. That's about it.
let's not get into it. I like Bounce. But,
Runaway is kind of all right.
I do like that song too.
yeah.
Shit, I can't think. What's that song he did for Young Guns? I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah,
Blaze of Glory?
Blaze of Glory. is
Yeah,
good.
I actually like that song. That song's
Technically,
alright.
John Bon Jovi solo, but
Yeah.
that is good. Yeah, that's
That is Richie singing background on that one.
Yeah.
Right, Mark. Okay.
no, that's
Yeah.
why they're alive. He played with Jeff Beck actually on the other one. It was for the
Yeah.
Young Guns 2 soundtrack.
Right.
Great
I
movie.
like that soundtrack. Some of it's cheesy though. If you listen to a couple of songs on it, pretty cheesy.
Yeah,
But,
it's all right. Like, listen, I get John Bon Jovi's handsome guy. He could write a tune. I get it. I'm from the Northeast. I'm Italian American. I would like to like Bon Jovi. Like I'm not against the idea of liking Bon Jovi, but just too much of this stuff. It's just a little too light for me. It's just a little too fluffy, a little too poppy.
They do have some great deep tracks.
He's actually a good human being, though, man. He actually
he always seemed like a straight shooter. You know, he always seemed like an all right guy. I don't have a problem with him personally. Just not into the music. You can't love everything, you know.
Exactly.
And you know, drunk white girls need music too. I get it, but it ain't for me. That's
So
all.
what's your number 3, Andy?
But then living on a prayer, you know, it's played on classic rock. It's played on soft rock. It's played so many different formats. It really is. My next one is I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick, the live version. They play that one way too much.
They should play that one because the studio version sucks.
Studio version's terrible. Yeah, I agree.
But they should definitely play more Cheap Trick songs than that.
Oh,
That's
hell yeah.
just like the Kiss thing. Like they just played this one song where they got so many great songs.
Right, they could have done so much
Some
more.
stiff competition, some Alfita Sane. They play a lot of Alfita Sane here, though. They play a lot of that song a lot.
And they do play Dream Police quite a bit.
Oh,
but,
yeah, they do.
But I Want You to Want Me.
Yeah. And then what's your number? Let's see, 3, Al?
When a band loses a limb,
There we go.
Hell yeah.
Pour some feces on me is more like
Yes. Fuck yes. Keep the fire going, Al.
I didn't pick
Hell
any
yeah.
Def Leppard on this episode.
Here did I actually.
I mean, honestly, dude, I mean, this could actually be my number 1, but I don't know. The top 3 can flip flop, but I don't know, dude. This just fucking kill me with this fucking thing, bro. I mean, like a boom, 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 boom. How is
Every
this
version sucks.
I mean, how is this like their most famous song, dude? It's like beyond me. But
I agree. They have better songs than that. Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that.
it just goes to show you again, the masses
Oh,
are
make
shit.
love like a man, right,
dude.
Mark?
Oh, whoa. That song's worse. All right, but it's not.
Did
playing
I
really-
pick that song? No, I did not pick that song.
Could've
Thank
picked
you.
Which
No, you're not
song?
burnt out on make love like a
Make Love
man.
Like
Ugh.
I like
Terrible.
I like Man Enough, the freaking Another One Bites Its
Of
Dust
course you
cover.
do.
better.
Of course you
All right, so that's my number 3. Move on.
All right, so
them limbs.
what's your number 3,
Perfect.
Charles?
No Pete Willis and one arm less. I love this band and really love them. But I really burned out the album for a long time until recently, but I'm still burnt out on this song in particular, and it's Not More Than a Feeling from Boston. Foreplay Long Time.
Ooh, I'm not.
I
I
don't know
fucking
why.
love that song so
Once-
much, man.
Not
I
even.
stay burnt out on. I'm
I
just burnt out on it.
I would go
I don't know
Amanda.
why. They don't play that as much though.
I'm not burnt out
What
at
is
any
that?
Boston. I hear it every day.
They
but-
play most of that whole first album. Really.
Yeah.
They do play.
Radio a
But I'm
lot.
not burned out either. I should be, but I'm not.
What a
I'm not
fucking
burned out
debut
on it.
album! What a fucking
Yeah.
debut.
But I
album.
love every other track. But I'm still kind of burnt on that long.
Yeah, and
time.
Jerry's
I don't know
block
why.
on thatmetalstation.com. He picked
Yeah, I put that
Foreplay.
on.
Yeah, we played that on
I
Tuesday.
love like Smoking and they held
It's a
the last
Ride.
song.
Is the best song on that album.
Yeah, if you ever get into a decent time zone, Charles, I'll give you a block too. I got
Yeah.
Jerry, I got Matthew, and Andy gave me a block this week. It was
Yeah, I'm
pretty
I'm working on next week. Already.
I even like
I'm trying
Don't
to
Look
skip.
Back.
I'm trying to skip Ghost. I'm trying to spare you Ghost.
You played
but-
Ghost the last 4 weeks, fucker. I go to the restroom when that shit
You
plays.
didn't have Voivod, dude, so I had to put Ghost on.
Wow,
That, dude. It was
who
the last thing
fucking
changed.
likes Voivod? God
Me.
damn. Of course you do.
Love
I do.
Voivod.
And then we get to freaking your number 3, Jerry.
My number 3 is fuck, man. I love Tom Petty. I love Stevie Nicks, but man, stop dragging my heart around.
What?
Jeez. Oh God, come
I'm
on,
not burnt-
man.
I'm not burned out of that
Oh
song.
fuck, you're gonna hear that song everywhere I go.
I don't
Elevator,
hear. I guess I
gas
don't hear it as much
station,
here.
I don't hear it
Fucking
as much
porta
here.
potties. It's played in fucking porta potties. It's played so much. It's fucking everywhere, dude.
It's played on Muzak, right?
Muzak. It's a good song. I love that song. They actually have a better song duet together. I can't think of the name at the moment because I'm drunk.
Insider.
That's it. Yeah. But
My
yeah,
name
man.
is-
I mean,
I know my Tom Petty.
everywhere you go, you hear that song. I know I say that with every song. With this song, it's just like so fucking. Anyway,
There's an idea for you for Tuesday. Insider, fucking Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers from Pack Up the Plantation Live.
It's fucking
Nah,
Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks was hot back.
Stevie Nicks is
Right
on
now,
that.
you know, I
song.
feel about a long time. I don't agree with you on that.
But no, man, it's just, you know, and I love Stevie and I love Tom Petty, dude. But that song I can do without. the rest
Yeah,
of my life.
that was off of fucking one of it, the Stevie Nicks album that fucking
Wild Heart, man, great
That's-
fucking.
No,
album.
but she killed fucking
Belladonna.
one of Tom Petty's best albums, dude.
Belladonna.
Yeah, Belladonna.
Belladonna, that's it.
Yeah,
What was that album that fucking Tom Petty had with Insider? Fucking
Hard Promises.
Hard Promises. Yeah, she killed that album because everybody goes, let's buy the Stevie Nicks album, not the Tom Petty album with Insider on it. Which Insider was fucking long.
But they had
Promises was a way better album.
song together on Wild Heart too. They did a lot of stuff together.
They
during
did.
that time period.
Well, she did with Don
Stevie
Henley.
Nicks. Stevie Nicks could fucking play with anybody and it sounds good. That fucking Kenny Loggins song. What's that Kenny Loggins song
Yeah.
she did? Wherever You Call Me Friend or whatever. I mean, every song she sings with somebody sounds amazing. Magnet and Steel, her background vocals in that song are amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an incredible singer. But man, that song I'm so tired of. Man.
And then we
I
get
have
to
one with Don Henley too.
yeah,
That
the leather and lace. And
Yeah.
we get to my number 3, which somebody already picked. Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I skip that shit. I go to Mother Father or fucking one of the G tracks off of fucking Escape. There's a lot of fucking G tracks off Escape. There's more than Open Arms and Don't Stop Believing, bitches. There's fucking Stone in Love, one of the best Neil Sean solos of all time. And Live at Houston, fucking Stone in Love. Fucking
Still They Ride. That's it. Still They Ride.
Still They Ride is fucking
Song off
great,
that,
dude.
man. Yeah.
Mother
Stone and
fuck.
Love it. Stone and Love's my favorite Journey song.
Yeah.
But the whole album's great. But I should be sick of Don't Stop Believing. I'm not. It's insane, but I should be. Something about that song. I don't know. I hear it. Makes
Well,
me
when it
want-
comes on and my wife's in the car, I got to keep playing it. We sing it together and I have fun with her. But I can't sing. She can. She's a
Maybe
singer.
if I was in a car, if you guys
Holy
sing,
shit.
that
Mark,
might
that's a,
make it.
I
make
heard
me
her-
go on
I'm
it.
sorry, guys, but I heard Mark's wife sing the other day. She's fucking good, dude.
She is. And
That band she got,
she cringes
good.
when I try to sing. It's like, man, I try to hit those notes. She goes, stop, Marks. Stop.
I think
Embarrassing
I sound good when I sing, but you know, my wife.
Oh, I
thinks
thought I
on
did
that one.
too. But you know what I did to her the other
My
day?
cats kind of leave the room when I start singing. so
Edwin
she
might
tells me
like this
something.
because she's gonna go do Disney Candlelight, and she's been practicing with doing the candlelight at Disneyland. She's gonna sing there, and I said, I miss you. You're always gone practicing, blah blah. And I go, oh, yeah, I miss you. And
Yeah,
I
her
go,
band.
and she hates the Rolling Stones. And she goes, you motherfucker, you got that in my head. I go,
Her band.
I
her
did
band
the
is-
tone right. I was happy she got the tone.
Her band is doing something,
what you were
something
doing.
for my sister, so that's pretty cool. My sister hired them.
Yeah, your sister hired. They're gonna do a Zoom thing with her, but I was just laughing because she said, "You got the Rolling Stones in my head. What the fuck?" But that was your
Where we
number.
at?
I did my number 3. Don't Stop Believing, and then we get to your number 2, Edwin.
Well, Al already talked about this. Yeah, I had I mean, this song, god damn, this fucking song. Pour Some Sugar on Me. I never liked this song. Even as a dumb fucking teenager, I thought the song was shitty. So you can only, and I'm not like 100% hater on Hysteria like some of you guys. I'm
Oh,
in the
not
middle.
me.
I don't like it as much as Mark. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm a moderate. I think there's a few good songs. I think the production's too slick. It's definitely nowhere near as good as the first 3 albums, but it has a couple songs I like. It's a good, decent pop rock album. But I get this song. I get why drunk white women love this song so much. They all love singing along to it. I get why this song's popular, but it ain't popular with me. It's just dumb. It's dumb. It's a dumb song.
It did save that album though. I think
It did, and it should, because I think the 3
Really?
singles before it were all better. But the
Women
Master
was the best
are
track.
dumb.
Women and
was
Gods
the-
of War.
Women was better. I liked Animal better. I liked the title track better. I thought they were all better songs. But the masses are done. They were all like, and then Pour Some Sugar on Me. They're like, yeah. That's the one that made them perk up. And then the second worst song was Love Bites, and they loved that too.
Ooh,
So it's like,
I did.
okay, you guys like a lot of shit.
Just gauge what everybody likes off Mark. That's all you gotta do.
Hey, man, I'm honest at least. Shit,
I
don't
love
make-
Mark. I gotta love Mark. I can shit on him all day and he don't care, dude.
I know he loves what he likes. He's being honest. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I don't
And
have
I
to
don't
lie to
try.
kick it.
Exactly.
I don't want to be the Scrooge. I don't want to be the guy telling drunk white girls not to sing along to that song. Have fun, have fun. You know, we all got our
It is
whoop. There it
It
is.
is fun to see him.
Hey, the song
is fun to
does
see
serve
him
a
lose.
purpose, man.
Great.
Yeah, it's
And Love Bites. That was the best part of the watching them. Watching them sing that
song's
horrible
terrible.
song. Soccer moms up.
There was no soccer
Love
moms
Bites
when that
is
song
there.
came out. I saw that concert. They were all
It's
fucking
talking
20-year-old
about
chicks
now.
at that time. Now
Talking
they're
about
soccer
80s.
moms.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fans of that band today.
Sorry, Andy, I
Soccer
know
mom.
you love like I know you put Love Bites as one of your favorite Def Leppard songs. know
I
it's
did not.
sentimental. I thought you did.
I don't like Love Bites at
No,
all.
What
I-
song?
my-
Oh, it's Hysteria.
He put
It's
Hysteria.
The title.
Okay.
It's all right.
Good, then. I don't feel
I
bad
actually
now.
like
Oh
the
no.
song
Okay.
Hysteria.
Love
Okay,
Bites. Yes.
I think
I don't
it's a
feel bad
decent
now.
pop rock song. I think that's a decent, well-written pop rock
Yeah,
song.
it's a good song.
But I like the guitar work on it. I like the melodies. But yeah, Pour Some Sugar on Me is just, it's a fucking drum beat and a dumb chorus, and I just don't like it. But I get it, but I don't want it. Fucking kick it out. I never need to listen to this song again. There's never going to be a universe where I'll want to hear this song.
I hear you.
If you ever listened to the Growing Up Rock podcast, they made a point. Ever since Def Leppard's made Pour Some Sugar on Me, there's been a Pour Some Sugar on Me song on every album after that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it ruined them as a band.
I agree with you on that. They could have like, come on, guys. You know,
Yeah,
it
Our
inspired
show-
the worst
our
Kiss
show-
song ever. Although, if I had to pick, I'd probably rather listen to Read My Body, because at least
No.
at least that makes me laugh.
Dude.
Pour Some Sugar on Me doesn't make me laugh.
Oh, well, okay, I hear you there. That makes sense.
man, we got a lot of Kiss nerds in here today. Kiss
Body's
Kiss
better
news
than-
for people.
Boy, I forgot
There's
about that.
more than one people that know.
I got to tag Kiss. But Andy, what's your number 2?
This one was hard for me to put it up here because now I don't even want it on the list because it's such a good song, but I don't have anything else. Boston, more than a feeling.
I'm never tired of
Andy,
that song.
Andy.
Never.
Yeah, I can get that though, man.
I
didn't
know.
Say that
I'm
over and
surprised you
over.
didn't pick any Blink 182, you know.
don't
They play 'em on the
them
radio?
classic
They
rock.
don't
do.
go play that shit as much on the radio. That's the thing. If it was 10 years ago, maybe.
Oh my god. All the small things, dude. That song burned out in me in 2
Oh, yeah,
seconds.
that's horrible.
The video is kind of funny though. I'll give them that much. The video is kind of funny.
All right. Yeah,
Where we
so
at,
more
Andy?
than a feeling, Andy.
Yeah, that was for me. That's my number
That
2.
high up on your list?
I know. I just said that it shouldn't even be on this list for real.
Yeah, to me that album, that album is perfection.
I
in my
wrote it in
opinion,
you.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
I like the second album better, but
I like the second album better.
I do
That's
like
a great album.
I like the
Back
second
is
album
bad.
better. I
I
like
like
the
the
song
second
"Don't Look Back." It's just fucking
Awesome.
amazing.
The whole
Awesome.
album's awesome.
The whole album's
love
better
it.
than the first one.
Everything but a man I'll never be. Or
I
something
like that
Sorry,
song.
I can't
I'm
stand it.
sorry. That's a great
Oh,
song.
I like it too.
So Al, what's your number 2?
I gotta say, Edwin, man, Read My Body is comedy gold.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
It's
you don't want to
terrible.
live in a world without Read My Body.
Want to know what I'm thinking about? Oh God, terrible.
You guys
yeah,
know
my-
the lyrics. That's sad. All right.
Read
But
my
other than
body.
big enough.
Yeah,
Read my body. Yeah.
Kiss nerds. Okay.
We're laughing just talking about the song.
Look at Jerry
Comedy
just downing that alcohol. I'm proud of
That's
him, man.
Crown.
Look at that
Big
Crown Royal.
pictures of Ralph.
Yeah, if I
Hey,
drink another
I
glass, my
picture
wife's
that
gonna get
Ralph
on me, so I'm good.
And
All
then
right,
he called
my
the
next
ambulance.
video,
again,
Ralph
man.
made read my body. That's what
Oh
I
yeah,
said.
call the ambulance on me again. I got wasted. She called the ambulance on me, and all of a sudden somebody's taking my vitals. I
I can't
was
remember
worried about you. I'm
Yeah, I
fine.
can't.
But
I
you're
can't remember the
diabetic. She
exact-
goes, you're diabetic. I go, alcohol lowers your blood sugar. They took my
Yeah.
blood sugar. It was 120. See,
What
I told you
episode-
fine, and I passed out.
What episode was that, man? Because that's something everybody's got to watch.
Wasn't
It's
that the
classic.
movie episode?
Was it?
I think it was the
He was
movie
so
episode.
fucking.
With
he was
Eric.
so
Eric
pla-
was on there. Eric was on there.
So
Yeah.
plastered. It was funny. That's comedy. Genius.
Yeah, my number one movie is Back to the Future.
You're like, what? We're like on number 2. He's like, what's your number 15? It's like, fuck, dude, come on, man. I think I had to take over halfway through the show. I think.
I don't remember the last half of that show, dude.
You had a maintenance guy there too doing something.
They were putting in our security system.
But Al, your number 2 is to read my body.
Your number 2 is
No,
Read My
so-
Body. What's your number 2, Al?
No,
No one picked Read My Body because they don't play that on the radio.
Fucking song rules.
no, it's living on a prayer, man. On
Okay.
Joey. I just fucking. I hear that song so much. It's Tommy and Gina, man. It's whatever. Get out of
He used to work on it.
have they grown up yet? It's like, are they halfway there yet?
It was a union still on strike.
Anyway, man. So that's my number 2. I'm not gonna dwell on it.
Okay,
So,
what's your
go
number
ahead.
2, Charles?
But Tito from Hide Your Heart was a better character by far.
He was king of the streets, man. He was king of the fucking.
Hey,
streets.
I like that song, man.
Of course you do.
That's right.
You love that album and Revenge. I know.
Don't
Hey,
fuck
I
with
said
Rosa, man.
I said that album could have been 10 songs and it would have been great. Okay. I think
Okay.
Edwin said the same thing on that album.
I
so,
think every human being says that.
yeah.
It's better than Crazy Night. That's all I can say about it. Better than Crazy
I like
Night.
half a Crazy Night.
No one says
Boomerang.
Hot in the
Great
Shade
song.
has just the right amount of songs.
You posted some about what 3 great songs on Crazy Night. None. That's their worst fucking album.
Hey, did I post? Did I
One
post?
song.
I didn't post any songs. I'd let people post. A
I
lot of
know.
people posted. They love that album, man. So-
I like
love-
No, but I wouldn't call it a great song.
I'm probably the only one that likes
Yeah.
Reason to Live. I like Reason to Live. That's the only song I like off there.
My
Like I
way,
said-
is,
Like I
my
way
way
before,
is the worst. I'm
Like I
telling
said-
you.
It's pretty bad.
like I said before, I love
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Simzak, but
Yeah.
Chris, man, sorry, bro.
Wow.
Crazy Nights,
I
man.
can hang with some of the Gene songs. All the Paul songs are total shit on that.
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Thief of the
Bang,
Night-
Bang
Thief of the
You.
Night's a good
Yeah,
tune.
it's all right. Yeah, that one. The Gene stuff's all right.
Bang you. Bang,
Man,
bang.
this
Oh,
has
Bang
become
Bang.
this has become a Kiss episode, man.
Bang.
It always does. When
Get
doesn't
off
it?
Kiss.
I'm not even a Kiss fan. I just do a podcast with 2 Kiss fan nerds.
Yeah.
My face gets too close sometimes.
Yeah. So what
My
was your
number
number 2?
My number 2 was the genesis of the idea because my esteemed co-host Marlon Taylor got on a kick last week of posting this band left and right. And Andy already mentioned one of the songs. I agree. You could probably take the whole 10 for 6 album. Say I'm burnt out completely on them.
Ooh.
But this song
I'm
in
about to take a
particular,
drink on that one.
Yeah,
Well,
you should.
let me explain though. Later on, let me explain. Can't get
That
enough
was
of Your
sick.
Love by Bad Company. Yeah, beyond burnt on fucking song.
Yeah.
They
If there was
do
a
have
song
some great songs. Like Gone, 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 Seagull, Deal with the Preacher. All these others, I mean, Rock.
They
Roll
play
Fantasy,
Gone,
Burn
Gone,
Out,
Gone and Seagull all the time here.
Shooting Star.
They
Burn
also
Out.
play Burning Sky here. So it's pretty cool.
I love that song. It's
Yeah.
not played as much as Can't Get Enough Your Love, Bad Company, Feel Like Making Love, all those 10 for 6.
I'm
And
not
it's like, listen
I-
to more than 10 for 6. folks.
Respectfully disagree on that.
I respectfully disagree, too, because Bad Company's just badass. They don't burn me out at all. Fucking Paul Rogers, dude. What's your
I
num-
do think it's, well, I gotta say though, real quick, I do think it is a law with all classic rock channels. They have to play a Bad Company every other hour. I do believe that. They have
Yeah.
to. It's always played. Always.
that in Boston.
Yeah.
So Jerry,
Tired of the Boston dissing, dude. I love Boston.
I wasn't dissing Boston, but they do play a lot of Boston. But I'm
Tom
not burned out
Scholz
of-
is one of my favorite fucking guitar players.
Well, after the 3rd album, they sucked. So what's your number 2?
There were some nuggets on those
Oh,
albums.
Walk On was horrible.
Higher
God,
power.
anything without Brad Delp
I
is
like Higher
horrible.
Power. Higher Power is a great fucking
Oh
guitar riff.
God,
dude.
anything without Brad Delp is not Boston.
That is
Scab
Brad
Boston.
Delp. Brad
Scab
Delp wrote the
Boston.
fucking song.
Whatever. I like RTZ better. But what's your number 2, Jerry?
Okay, well, these have both been mentioned, but they're both, you know, songs that I could do without. Don't Stop Believing by Journey. I mean, what can we say about that one? Every time I've seen them live a few times. I've seen Jonathan Kane hit that note. I just want to, like Ralph Vieira says, punch him in the face when I see him play it. But I'm not a violent guy, but you know, he's got a fucking face that is punchable, like Ralph said. But yeah, that song, look, it's just, I think it's good that if a band has a song that popular and that overplayed, I guess you did something right.
Pays the bills, man.
Exactly. But man, holy shit. That riff like haunts my dreams sometimes, you know, the intro. So yeah, I could do without that one. So out of all the Journey songs, definitely that one. You know, there's a couple we could put up there, but that one definitely.
Dude, it's like when I listen to radio here, all I hear is the only Judas Priest song they play is Breaking the Law. Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. Beavis and Butthead, breaking the law.
I mean, it was so fucking in pop culture, like with the Sopranos.
It's just
that movie Tom Cruise sang in. What was that movie called? Rock of Ages. It was in that one. It was just so much in the pop culture. It's just, you know, burnout, man. Major burnout with that song. So
yeah, it's just
breaking. Like I said, you've probably done something right, you know, because you got the burnout factor. So good for them.
Well, my number 2 is Breaking the Law, Judas Priest. We already discussed a little bit of that. So, well, let's move on to your number 1, Edwin.
Number 1, this song has been mentioned. It was mentioned a while back by Al. This song is definitely it was played out for me by the mid-90s. That's the thing that really makes this to me. I was thinking about this, and this was instantly my first. And I am part of this generation. I was a Nirvana fan. I still am a Nirvana fan. I still listen to In Utero and Sex Aside and Bleach. I don't listen to Nevermind so much, but if I do, it's just like the Black Album. I start with the second song, In Bloom, and listen on. I never, ever need to listen to Smells Like Teen Spirit again in my life. There's just, as soon as I hear the guitar start, I just don't need to hear it. It's not a bad song. I get it. When I first heard it as a young man, I got into it like everyone else. It was my entry point into Nirvana. It was actually a couple months before it really took off. I was one of the first kids in my school that got into Nirvana because of that. And then it was like a month or two later, like everyone was listening to it and exploded. And I was like, oh, cool. Nirvana is like the biggest band in the world now, which before it was just like me and a couple friends knew about them. But yeah, you know, that's the good. I will just say this. The thing is, a classic album becomes a classic album when it's more than just one song. As soon as I heard In Bloom, when I first popped in that cassette, I was like, oh, they have other catchy songs too. It's not just this one song. And then you had Come As You Are and Lithium. And then it was like, oh, they're going to be a band like Guns N' Roses.
My favorite song is Territorial Pissings.
Great song. My favorite's On a Plane. I love On a Plane.
That's a good one too.
I love that.
Their acoustic show on MTV was pretty fucking
I
awesome.
agree with that. I like the bag on Nirvana because
fan, but
I don't think they should be as big as they are.
One of their best unplugs, definitely. I think Nirvana was a real deal. I saw them live on the Utero tour. They were great. I think they're the real deal. I think they're a great band. I know they get a lot of hate. They shouldn't, but I think they're great. But this song,
go ahead, sorry.
But this song is even though I understand it's an anthem, it's a great song, but I just never need to hear it again. It's just too played out. I can't ever imagine a world where I'll ever get any kind of satisfaction from Smells Like Teen Spirit again. But the rest of the album's good. I like the rest of the album.
Just read all the lyrics of the whole album and let me know later. But
I like Kurt Cobain was a great lyricist. A lot of dark humor.
It was like one verse and one chorus.
No, what do you mean? He had all kinds. It was 2 verses.
You need to listen to deep tracks, Mark.
Well, I listened to the whole. You know what? I've been spoiled with Neil Peart. There's like 4 verses and like a cool chorus in a Rush song.
Listen to Floyd the Barber, Mark.
Or Pink
That's a
Floyd,
fucking
you know.
great song. It's hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot, the radio-friendly unit shifter. A
This
lot of great,
must-
interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great Nirvana stuff. And he was a great songwriter, but Smells Like Teen Spirit, been drinking. It's a great song, great lyrics. It's not one of the best songs on the album. It's overplayed, and all the other songs are still pretty played too. Like you still hear "Come As You Are," "Lithium," hear all those songs. But I don't mind those songs. I hear those songs on the radio. I'll keep them playing. But
That's what. Well, I like the weird. What was the Weird Al song called? Version of that?
Smells like Nirvana.
sounds like Nirvana.
And Kurt Cobain said that's when he knew he made it big, is when fucking Weird Al Yankovic did a song parody of his
He had a
song.
sense of humor. That's the thing I liked about Kurt Cobain. Unlike
That's true.
Rose, who had no sense of humor about himself.
That's true.
Or Eminem. These guys that have no sense of humor about themselves. But Kurt Cobain, he had a sense of humor about himself.
And
I agree with you.
Kurt was burnt out on Teen Spirit almost immediately.
Oh yeah, he was
hated
sick
it.
of that song. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it. So
Yeah.
Then we get to your number one, Andy.
Bog Hat, A Fool for the City.
Wow.
Oh,
I would have thought it would slow.
It is. No, it is played a lot where I live here in Tennessee.
Oh,
It's
well,
played
the
a
thing is
lot.
that I like slow ride, so I don't mind it.
Mm.
But Fool for the City, I don't like it, and they play it a lot down here, or they used to.
I don't hear it that much, but I don't really care for Fog
No,
Out.
it is played a lot here in Tennessee. So
Yeah.
I
You don't
understand.
care for fog?
It's like
Wait a minute, I'm
like Nazareth, dude. I
Alright, why
haven't
am I-
heard as much Nazareth or
What?
Blue
Don't
Oyster
bring that
Cult.
back.
I'm starting to listen to deep dive on Blue Oyster Cult.
You
They're-
would like
they're really
you would
good.
like both those bands, Mark. You should
Probably.
listen. Yeah.
I did the one album Nazareth with Exercises with Lee, and that was a pretty good album. So I need to listen to more.
Yeah, that's that's like an experimental album.
Yeah, I liked it though.
But yeah, it's cool. I like it
was
too.
really
but
good.
Different. But yeah, I think you would like a lot of their stuff. You should dive into their 70s stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Blue Oyster Cult first, and then I'm gonna go on to them.
Blue Oyster Cult's great, especially
Yeah.
their first 3 albums. I really love a lot. The black and white ones.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to those.
So then we get to your number one, and Al.
Well, I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like I might get some blowback on this one, but I got to go with my heart. I don't know, man. It's just so overplayed. It's a classic song. It's in like a lot of people's like classic rock radio top, when they have these top countdowns, it's usually in the top 10. I feel like when Wayne's World like
I know what you're
brought
going
this
down.
song back to life, it just become overplayed. It's Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sorry, I love Queen and all that, but
No apologies
Dude,
necessary. That one.
I get it.
That one and another one, Bites Dust, and Under Pressure. Those 3
yeah,
songs.
it's like, but I don't know. Every time I just hear Bohemian Rhapsody now, I just like, it's long and stuff, and I don't know. I don't need to hear it, man.
Yeah, play Death on Two Legs, man. That's a fucking great song.
Yeah.
Or the Prophet song off that
Ogre
album.
Battle.
Prophet song. I'm talking about songs off that album. Prophet song, Death on Two Legs. Fucking
Oh, yeah,
great
yeah.
hard
My
rock
favorite
song.
yeah.
song is I'm in love with the car.
I'm in
I'm
love
in
with
love
my
with my car.
That song I
They
can
made
do
fun
it.
of the song in the movie. I was like, you motherfuckers.
I
My
know.
favorite song on the album.
I know, man.
I don't know, dude. I feel like people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're crazy," and I'm
Ah, dude,
I'm
not at
No,
all.
no, I could see that, man. It's
I
cool.
totally get it.
I'm
Totally
burnt
get it.
out on it. So that's my
I'm
number
mad
one.
at myself that a Queen song didn't make my top 11. I feel
I
like
mean,
honestly, I probably should have swapped that song with Pour Some Sugar and made Pour Some Sugar like my number one, but whatever. I mean, pretty much this top 11 is all interchangeable anyway.
Yeah.
They're all burnout songs, but yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sorry, Queen. I love Queen, dude, but I don't really need to hear that one. Maybe maybe in 10 years I'll go through a phase
It's
where
like
I'll hear it again.
It's like I hear Galileo skip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Galileo.
So that's my number one.
So Charles, what's your number one?
My number one, the song was played all the time down south on all classic rock channels, I believe, and made me hate the band, and I have no interest in them at all. Hold On Loosely by 38 Special.
You know, I have a Peloton membership, and I have a certain workout that I go to. And that fucking song is on one of the songs played during it. Yeah, I hear you.
It just ruined me on the band. I have no interest.
I'm waiting to hear Mark say, but you got to hear the deep tracks.
Oh fuck! I was gonna pick singles like "Caught Up in You" or "Frickin' Teacher," Bryan Adams song actually. But
I like Brian.
yeah, have you heard Bryan Adams' version of "Teacher"? It's on the Reckless 30th anniversary. He does that, and he also does you know that song by Loverboy where it goes he goes, "You're reckless." His version is called "Reckless." It goes, "You're reckless. What am I gonna do, baby? Reckless." And then he gave it to Loverboy and they changed it to "Dangerous." They go, "You're dangerous. You got it coming to me, dangerous." So you hear the original version, which is called "Reckless," and they gave it to Loverboy and they changed it to "Dangerous." I was going, "Oh, fuck yeah."
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know Loverboy? You don't know the song "Dangerous" by Loverboy?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm fucking drunk, dude.
You know about shit, Mark, that these bands themselves don't remember anymore.
It's impressive. Some of the shit that he knows is actually.
Don't call me Terrence, man.
Sometimes he loses.
I ain't a
Loverboy
rock
would be
sponge,
like
man.
Dangerous. Bryan Adams, did that happen? I don't remember.
No, it was originally called "Reckless" because the album with "Run to You" was called "Reckless." He had the title song "Reckless."
Bryan Adams album.
He didn't use it. He put the songs that he didn't put on there, like "Teacher," which he gave to 38 Special for that movie Teachers with Nick Nolte and the Karate Kid dude.
Yeah, I know the movie.
Yeah, and Joe Best something. That was a good movie, Teachers. You ever see that movie, Teachers? Really good.
I got the soundtrack to that.
Nick Nolte rules, man.
That movie's awesome.
Okay, so what's your number one? Who we on? Charles?
He just special. Remy for life.
Who?
Hold On Loosely.
So what's your number one, Jerry?
Oh shit, it's up to me. See, I believe in democracy. I want you guys to decide this one for me. All right, it's either "Pour Some Sugar on Me," "Welcome to the Jungle," or "Sweet Home Alabama," Freebird combo there. Which one do you think is more burnout?
I would say "Pour Some Sugar on Me," but
Yeah,
Pour some sugar.
Okay, that's my number one.
Alabama.
First of all, it's a song I don't like. "Pour Some Sugar on Me," and it's just very terrible.
South, they play "Sweet Home Alabama" like on the hour.
Sweet Home Alabama is definitely pretty played out. I thought about it, but I really do still like the guitar hooks and the piano line. I definitely don't need to hear I won't skip it if I listen to that album. That's the thing. Whereas like some of these songs, like "Smells Like Teen Spirit," "Enter Sandman," I actually skip sometimes on the album. Whereas "Sweet Home Alabama," if I'm listening to that Second Helping album, I will listen to it. But on the radio, yeah, I'll fucking skip it on the radio.
Oh yeah, I had Youth Gone Wild on that one too. So.
Oh, I'm not burned out of that one.
They don't play that much.
They don't.
Well, because I listen to Hair Nation a lot when I get into the car on fucking Sirius.
Yeah, Hair Nation plays shit.
But
over and over.
Is "Pour Some Sugar on Me" worse than "Make Love Like a Man"?
That Mark Striegel guy is pretty cool.
I think it is. I would argue that it is.
We'll let Charles decide that one.
I think it's worse.
You got Mark Striegel and that one DJ.
The only song
I would think on there.
The only song that's worse than "Pour Some Sugar on Me" is that. But they don't play it as much, so that makes it better. Is that what's that first single from Adrenalize? That rock.
Let's Get Rocked.
Let's Get Rocked.
Yeah.
They don't play that song.
I know Andy likes it. Sorry, Andy. That song.
I like "Let's Get Rocked," but
I don't like that song, and I hate that.
The trash. I hate my
song. What do you guys think about these? I got "Sweet Emotion" on there, "Hotel California," "Behind Blue Eyes" by The Who. "Too Much Time on My Hands" by Styx.
You're going ahead of time, dude. We're supposed to do this after we finish the list.
I'm fucking drunk, so I'm gonna finish it.
You already got it. We got "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
Rocket Man. I'm just giving you my.
He's giving you also what I haven't gave my number one yet. He's going ahead.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay, I fucked up. My bad.
That's okay. I fuck up. I go out of order sometimes. But
I'm just trying to speed it up.
Well, we already talked about this song, "Enter Sandman," Metallica. You know how much I love Metallica. But,
Actually,
Is that
number
your number
one.
one?
I always skip that song if it comes on, unless it's a live version. I like the live version, it's better. But yeah, I skip that fucking studio track left and right. It's like, come on, whoa, next song, stop, you know.
Really, number one though.
That's my number one, Inner Sound.
Wow.
Dude, that video on MTV, it started with MTV going recycle.
You hear it a lot of places.
They played it twice an hour on MTV, man.
But number one.
It's number one, man. Well, oh wait, I forgot Black Betty Ram Jam.
Oh,
My joke from last week.
oh.
All right, let's well, you already gave your others, dude. Do you have any extras, Edwin?
No, like I thought of like some songs that I was played out on in the past, but I don't hear quite as much anymore. But sometimes you'll hear them. Like if I hear like Green Day's Basket Case, like I don't like that song. I never liked it. I'm thinking, oh shit. I mean, you guys said a lot of the stuff. I don't really, Sweet Home Alabama on the radio would be burned out by. I'm not really, and then there's like just other genres of music and other pop stuff that I don't like hearing. But in terms of classic rock, I think I pretty much said all the songs that I really thought of that I'm really burned out on. Let's try to think if there's anything else that pops in my head. Interesting. No Stone songs. Kind of like Zeppelin, the Stones are pretty well represented. I feel like
The Stones are all over the place. Same with the
they play a
Beatles for
lot
me.
of- Yeah, they mix up the Stone songs. I think the Beatles too. I do Come Together as one of the more played ones, but you do hear other Beatles songs. So yeah, I like even some songs that I should be played out on, like Even Flow, Pearl Jam. I still like it. I had a period with Jeremy, but I'm kind of like back again. I don't mind it again, although I did have a period for many years. But I think that's pretty much it, for the most part.
What about you, Andy? You have any extras?
Yeah, I've got some, like y'all had mentioned Hotel California, and that was also on my list. Tom Sawyer by Rush. Down here in Houston, I play a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan, so Crossfire. They play that a
I
lot
love that song.
here. And also, I do have Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want.
But if there was a Stone song that would be overplayed, that would be the one.
Paint It Black,
Really?
I think would be
I
here.
think Start Me Up would be the one.
Paint It Black.
Yeah, but I never get burned out on that for some reason.
Yeah, I don't either, but they play that a lot.
They do play Start Me Up a lot. They play a lot. Brown Sugar gets played a lot.
Yeah, Brown Sugar does get played a lot.
Miss You gets played a lot.
Yeah.
Beats the Burden. They're all great.
Like Led Zeppelin, like you said earlier, they're well represented.
Yeah, they're pretty well represented.
So what about you, Al? You have any extras?
You guys covered a lot of them. I mean, I got Free Fallin', Rock and Roll by Zeppelin, You Shook Me All Night Long, AC/DC, Money by Pink Floyd. One that wasn't really mentioned, it's played constantly, Summer '69 by Bryan Adams.
Oh shit! That I wish I should have picked that. I hate that song.
I never get tired of Summer '69.
I forgot that. My
Love it.
mind blocked it out. Okay, well let's. What was my 11? Hold on. Wait, I'm revising my list.
I love
Revising my list.
That's a cool song.
everything.
You shook me all night long. Oh, there you go. AC/DC gets saved. Don't count. You shook me all night long.
I would say everything I do for you, but okay.
That song does not bother me as much.
Really?
It does.
Summer '69 is constantly played, especially here in the New York area.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember the K-Tel
Blacked it out of my
album.
mind. Yeah, the summer.
I like the Kids
That's like
Are
right
Gonna
up there
Rock.
for American Girl. That would have been like 4 or 5
I
on
would-
my list.
I kind of
I
agree
would
with you
also
on
say-
Summer '69, but I'm not burned out of it. But there's some good deep tracks on an album.
Yeah.
Like Kids Are Gonna
Oh,
Rock.
I like
Kids
that.
Are Rock,
I do like that
Somebody.
album. I like that album, but that's and I love.
You should
Grundy.
listen to
Grundy.
One
the
Night Love
the-
Affair. I
yeah.
mean,
You
great
should listen to the 30th anniversary with all the songs he never released and gave to other artists. Pretty cool.
I listen to
One
it. I like every song on that album,
Yeah.
but the Summer of '69. That's the only song I don't like.
You guys gave me a lot of shit for picking everything I do. I do it for you on the ballad album. I remember that.
Yeah.
Love that
I would-
song, dude.
I would also throw in "Born to Run" by Springsteen.
I
I was
have that
thinking
too.
about
That was
that
gonna be-
one.
I
I
have that on
was
my
thinking
list.
about that one.
Over here.
Yeah.
So those are my picks.
What about you, Charles?
I got Don't Stop Believing Journey. I got that song, I don't know what it's called. That I want to get away. I want to fly
Oh,
away.
Lenny Kravitz, Fly
Lenny
Away.
Kravitz.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Fly Away.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Dream
Fly
Away.
On by Aerosmith.
Yeah.
They played
Mhm.
that a lot. Cheap Sunglasses by ZZ
I
Top.
don't hear that much.
Did Down South.
I'm
Born
surprised
to Run-
the Eliminator album hasn't been mentioned. I figured those 3 songs off Eliminator.
Yeah.
would be-
Maybe
But
it's
for
different
some
down
reason,
south.
down
Up
south,
north,
they tip-
yeah, it was all the
they-
Eliminator.
I don't
shit.
get tired of
Range.
Eliminator though.
LaGrange
I
and
know.
Cheap Sunglasses a lot more
Yeah.
down.
I don't get tired of
Mhm,
any
that's-
ZZ Top, so that's the
No,
thing.
no ZZ Top me either.
All Right Now by Free.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Like
a
the
little-
song.
I can see that though.
Yeah.
Did I say Hotel
I'm surprised.
California?
I'm surprised nobody mentioned the song off of this album.
Because they don't play
I
it.
tried
a
to
lot.
They
forget.
don't
They
actually
don't
play
it
it
that much.
I like that whole album, man.
Crazy Train by Ozzy.
Yeah.
That song's pretty played
Yeah.
out.
Pretty play out. It's awesome.
Good, yeah.
It's still
I
lost,
like
yeah.
it. Yeah, these
I'm
are
such a-
honorable mentions. I like them.
I'm such a Randy Rhoads fan that I still love it though, so
I like the live version better.
Yeah, off of Tribute.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tribute.
But-
That's the best version.
they play it a lot though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
What it really
Well-
boils down to.
Yeah, my list is
Oh,
basically
oh, yeah,
Crazy Train, Ozzy, what you said. Black Sabbath, Iron Man, and Dio, Rainbow in the Dark. Those songs. are-
I never-
Really? Yeah, really?
Dio, they play Rainbow in the Dark
Yeah,
on KLOS all the time. You don't hear any good Dio songs on there except for Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. That's it.
Yeah, they play more Dio with Sabbath than they do that. Where
No, they play Rainbow in the Dark
really?
more than anything.
Oh.
Plus, if you watch MTV back then, it was always Dio, Rainbow in the Dark. Did you see any other things besides the Last in Line video?
Mystery.
No, it was Rainbow in the Dark, and it was a horrible video. Last in Line was a killer video, though.
Yeah, it was a good video. Yeah.
That was a great pick. So those are that was our show on the classic rock 11-track Burnout. And so what we do now is we're going to start with you, Edwin, pimp your shit.
Well, I do my YouTube channel, as the people watching this, I'm sure know, it's all part of the RMCP Army. But yeah, I do my YouTube channel. I'm working on right now. I got edit Deep Purple video, which is going to be my next one. So I discuss all Mark 1, 2, 3, and 4. I cover all 4 marks. So that's going to be the next one. That should be up like next week. And there's of course the Rock All Over You podcast, which I do with Eric Jordan. I'm really fucked up right now. Eric Jordan. The last one was about Deep Purple in rock. We had that band.
That was a good episode.
Thank you. Yeah, Dream Machine, great band. They were on that, so check that out. We got a future episode coming up with Charles there about Guns N' Roses. That'll probably be up like early January. That's what I'm thinking. We got a lot of built up episodes. We got a lot of episodes coming up. But yeah, the one with Charles should probably be one of our first of the new year. And so that's good. So we got a lot of shows, a lot of cool stuff. So if you like rock and roll, check that shit out.
Okay, Andy, your turn.
Yeah, Wednesday on the Black Spinner Circle Music Podcast, we are going to be doing guest pick, and this Wednesday is going to be Mark Alden Taylor's pick, and we are going to be doing Kicks Blow My Fuse on that album. On
30th
that
anniversary edition, man, because that's
Yeah.
a remixed. It's way better. It's not
yeah,
muddy.
I will send out the cover for that one.
Okay.
I'll be there.
So
Which
that
I
y'all-
agreed to be on because Mark agreed to be on my guest pick. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you,
I
Eddie,
ain't go- I'm not gonna
Eddie
miss
will
one.
probably want to be on my guest pick. Let's give
No,
it-
I'm
I'll
not-
give it a little.
I'm not going to miss any one of them. So.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
the week after that, Jerry's going to have his pick, and that's going to be Pink Floyd's Division Bell. And
Yeah.
Charles hasn't told us what his pick's going to be. And
I think I know what it's going to be.
and
Charles,
It's got to be
Does it-
Oasis.
does it
Yeah,
rhyme
that's
with
gotta be
Oasis?
Yeah.
That's going to be on the first Wednesday of January. But I want to get back to December 31st. I want to get with Al about this one. I want to do the 10 years, the band's 10 years. I just don't know how I'm going to do it.
That'll be fun, I think, if you figure it out. That sounds fun,
Yeah. So what that's going to be about, we're going to take a band and talk about how a band is at their high peak of their musicianship and
Creativity.
creativity is in a 10-year span.
I agree. I think that sounds like a great idea because I said this about Guns N' Roses. One of the problems with Guns N' Roses is they didn't have a 10-year run. Any real great legendary band should have a 10-year run, in my opinion, of great albums.
So we're going to do that on December 3rd, December 21st. I just don't know how we're going to space it out. I want the guests to have different bands to talk about. I don't want us to be talking about the same ones. I want each of them to have at least 5 bands. You see, I've been thinking about it. So each of them to have at least 5 bands, but I want them all to be different so that we can talk about.
Well, what we can do is we'll get all the guests that are going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Everybody put in their picks. Like if there's ones that overlap, let's say if we're going to have 5 bands, let's pick 10 bands, right? And then if we have like overlap, you have your top 5. If you have an overlap with somebody, if people are willing to like kind of, you know, I'll give up this one and I'll just use that one, you know, kind of like that. So we'll all have different bands. We can talk about how you think those 10 years are like awesome and whatever, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And in fact, I think we should start planning it very
soon.
Yeah. So that's what I have going on. It's going to be a busy month of December for us.
Yeah. And then we get to you, Al.
Well, I just have my Be Cool podcast out, the YouTube channel with all your concerts on there. My next one's going to be Smithereens this Saturday, New Jersey Legends.
Who's going to be the singer?
They're actually playing a hometown show here in Carteret, New Jersey, where they're from. I have a suspect feeling that there might be another New Jersey legend, probably maybe joining up with them. I'm thinking like Springsteen might show up for some reason. But anyway, I'm going to that show, and that's really it for now. Oh, I'm going to see on Monday. I'm going to go with my wife and my daughter. I'm taking them to see Beach Boys at Carnegie Hall in New York. They're doing like a Christmas show, so that should be cool. And we're probably going to go in early, go see the tree, and just make a day out of it. So, but that's what I got going on. So check out my channel if you like concerts. So, but I'm going to be doing shows soon too, man. I got to get back into that. So.
Yeah, I'm going to see Cheap Trick on December 10th. So I'm happy about that. They rescheduled from November because of logistics. But man,
is Rick back with them already again?
I think he is. Yeah, Rick's back with him.
All right,
because they canceled the shows. They decided to cancel it. But you have anything to pimp, Charles?
Yeah, hey folks in our Facebook group, at least watch us for about 5 minutes. We should be able to get at least 200-300 views.
And also, we need like 20 more subscribers to get 200. Then we could work on 300.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, man.
The disparity in the Facebook group numbers and the views. So
yeah, subscribe, check us out, share, and check out the Rat Salad Network. We're not on Apple Podcasts right now on Rat Salad because Wayne is taking a break, so I don't have to send him to audio podcast for a few weeks, which is pretty cool. That's I
got one more thing.
Okay.
You guys picking Tom Sawyer as a burnout song. My cat Sawyer resents that statement.
I picked it. That's my favorite band, dude. Right behind me. You know, I said the live track. I can listen to the live track any day, but I just want to thank you guys for being on here. Any final thoughts, Jerry?
Nah, man, this has been a great, fun show. Always love having you guys on, man. It's our pleasure, dude. Trust me.
Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Charles, any final thoughts, Charles?
No way. Just have a great week, everybody.
All
10
right.
on
have-
Def Leppard. 10 on Def Leppard's better than 9 on.
Okay, man. We got you. Thank you,
Exactly.
Edwin,
Thanks a
man.
lot, guys.
Can't wait to
Lot
hear
of
your new
fun.
episodes. All right, guys. Later. Take it easy, man. Bye.
Later.
Later.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Peace.